Radical dudes, it's time for another Sunday. Whoa! Let me just get my enormous cell phone to call everyone.
Oh, this is Vice City.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
I like how you had the prop for the shades, but not the cell phone.
It's because the shades were on my desk. I left them here, and I just happened to be wearing a weird sports jacket thing today. But hello, everybody! Hello. It's time for High Rollies. So, yeah, that would have been perfect. Hang on, let me put my shades back on.
All right, bit take two.
Yeah, bit take two. Hang on. Yeah, it's time for High Rollers. Thanks for calling. Goodbye. There you go.
Thank you.
That is about the size of a cell phone from the 80s,
brick
though.
phones.
But yes, welcome.
A mobile phone, please.
A mobile.
You're in the UK.
Yeah, but I feel like it's weird to call like those giant ones like that's a cell phone.
Cell phone, yeah, it's as small as a cell, technically.
But welcome back, everybody. It is I, your Dungeon Master Mark Sherlock Holmes, and I'm here with my friends this week. We have got Rhiannon and Trot, and on the other side we have Tom and Katie. Sadly, no Kim this week. She's not feeling very well. So please send your well wishes to Kimbus. I'm sure she'll be in chat making sure that nothing untoward happens on the stream. Probably get some messages.
She's got no control.
Yeah, she's got no control. She can't, but she can shout. She can yell at us digitally.
I don't want to wrong her.
No. So no Kim this week, unfortunately. So we're going to be cracking on. A couple of, just a quick thing is to mention that once again, if you would like to get some of maybe our old merch, maybe you have fond memories of the Lightfall campaign, or maybe you didn't get that Roas t-shirt that you always wanted, or the Starbane mug. Well, guess what? We've got our birthday merch celebration, our anniversary birthday nostalgia collection available on our merch store, which you can go and check out. Yeah. Links will be in chat, video description, all of that good stuff as well. It's only going to be up for the month, right? Or for like a certain number of weeks.
Like 3 weeks more.
3 weeks, 3 more weeks, and it's gone. So if you would like to get it now.
Yeah.
He's doing it.
He's doing it. It's not fast. The mouth is here.
I worked it out, by the way. The reason that face, I think, freaks people out is like your jaw distends a lot further than people I think are used to.
Oh! You know what that reminds me of? Soul Reaver, Legacy of Kain.
Or that scene in The Mummy where Imhotep's face is in the sand. Meets the plane. But yes, so go and check it out. Yeah, don't do it too much, mate. Go and check out.
It really goes.
Oh, man.
It will hurt if you keep doing
fellas.
it. What that mouth doing, though? What that mouth do, though?
Kim, come back!
He's like the human equivalent of Kirby. Right.
I'm gonna wear you like
but yes, merch is available. Go and get that merch. It's all there. Let's go and check out. Not really much else. Just a little quick reminder as well. Don't forget if you sub up on Discord, on Twitch, or if you become a member of the Patreon, or if you get a YouTube membership, you get access to a whole bunch of stuff in our Discord channel, including early access to certain things and like behind the scenes videos and stuff like that. You get all your cool emotes on like Twitch and stuff like that as well. It's a good thing and it supports us. It's a lovely little thing.
You can even use your Twitch Prime sub.
You use that Twitch Prime sub. You know
free
what?
sub.
You got a Twitch Prime sub? Just use it. If you got it, use it. And we appreciate that as well. But also, if you don't have any money, please don't worry. You can always just spread the word about the stream. That's always the best way that you can help us out. Yeah. Convince a mate or a couple of mates to start watching. Honestly, biggest way that you can help us out. With that, I don't actually have any other announcements unless there's anything I need to bring up.
Make something up.
I'm announcing. I've got big news. I'm prognorant.
Oh my god! You got pregnant?
Yeah,
You're
pregnant.
You waited until the live stream to announce that.
Of course.
You don't even know it.
Yeah.
He's pregnant.
Prognant. I panicked. I was like, I need an announcement.
That's pretty progress, bro.
All right, enough of that.
Oh my god, congratulations.
I'm locking that down right now. I never want to hear that term ever again.
Progress.
Right, with that, we're going to run the intro and crack on with today's episode.
I hate myself.
Welcome back to Altheya, the Dragon Empire. God damn it. I made the mistake of looking at Rhiannon as she lost it. Welcome back to Altheya, the Dragon Empire. Our heroes have returned to Ashen Rest and their newly renovated inn, Tyrea's Rest. Exhausted after their adventures in the Ash Hills, they have taken some time to attend to personal matters and developing their presence within the town. They spent some time talking with Duke Ignarius about their quest, but on revealing the nature of the Reclaimers, the corrupted dragon Daranax, and the crown still involved, Duke Ignarius revealed a furious tormented rage. Leaving him to his grief and anger, the party returned to their own business. Gruffith of Tremoro sought out Sir Nora Kell to inform her of his nightly quest progress, which she honoured and is prepared to send him onto the next part of his journey. It is a little bit of a kind of downtime interlude between events, and we're going to continue that today. There's still a few little bits and bobs to sort out. I've gone away and done some, made up some stuff based on conversations that we had. But first things first, let's just get that pool of fate ready in case it is needed.
Oh, yeah. All right.
A D6,
Watch this,
please.
Okay.
What have we got, Tom?
I got a 3.
Oh, a dice for me.
I got a 1.
A dice for me.
1.
A dice for me.
A 2.
A dice for me.
Oh, no, this might be a total lockout.
A dice for me.
What a bad week!
Is this the first time?
I think it's the
it's the
first time.
complete-
We've had a total lockout on our side, but not that.
Yeah.
Well, I might have to find some ways to spend that. Maybe introduce
Oh,
some
what a week.
exciting
Captain, it's only
complications, perhaps, or have some interesting twists.
Or not.
Twists.
We could just leave
don't.
the twin.
Mayhaps.
Mayhaps.
I twimpsed around. It's one of my favourites. Twimpsed myself around and take and peep for myself. I want to be, if I was an animal, I want to be one of those cats. Like one of the
Yes.
twimps cats.
They're so cute.
Yeah, very good. Right, a couple of things. So we are in the sort of, we mentioned last week that we're going to be taking about 2 weeks of downtime here. You are exhausted from your adventures. It's going to take you time to recover. And at some point during those 2 weeks, and I have a specific date in mind, after about the first week of downtime, the events of our live show at the Adelphi Theatre, the Volant Vault, is going to take place, which unlocks our new sort of shift to the 2024 rules, and maybe also alters a little bit of magic in the world and has some other effects and bits and bobs like that. A few people did some bits and bobs. We had like some sort of loose ideas of downtime and bits like that from last time.
Yes.
And I have some updates on some of those things. Let us deal with... actually, this is very exciting. Before we do all of that, I need something from Xanthias. Because tracking time, so time has passed, I need a Constitution saving throw from you.
Okie doke, a Constitution save.
Ever 4.
What for?
No
For?
fate to spend.
No, I can't fate these. But as a reminder, I have a +7 to my con saves. 15?
Success.
Oh, okay. And these I think they get harder and harder over time as well. I remember.
Potentially. You don't know. We don't know.
I don't know.
Actually, is that a success? Because your type of crown steel is quite high.
He did chomp some.
It is. I did chomp some too.
Chomp some.
Does that mean a disadvantage?
No, the chomping has its own effect, but
Oh.
that's
done.
I can
That's
look it
done.
up. Don't worry, I've got my notes here
I
in my
feel
wiki.
I rolled a 15 last time, and it might have been a barely then as well. Legast?
Not a success.
Shit. Okay, so I'm already
Okay.
on quite a tough
Yeah.
DC to beat.
Type is a quality of the purity is of quality type, which means that the DC is higher.
Yeah.
So what does that mean for Xanthias? Well.
It means I get more and more expensive.
So now that the knowledge of Xanthias's crown steel corruption is apparent, I'm not going to hide the information from the rest of you. But obviously, this is for Xanthias. Even Xanthias might not know this has happened yet. Your crown steel corruption, Xanthias, has progressed.
Okay, and last time it took my arm.
I will tell you that last time you were at rank 1. You have been at rank 1 for most of this time.
Okay.
You have now progressed to rank 2.
Okay.
What does this mean? You do not gain any further crown steel mutations.
Oh.
Your floor does not get worse. However, one thing that crown steel does is it manifests in the physical body and the mind. And this is represented by, as you reach rank 2 in crown steel corruption, you have some choices to make. You gain a +1 to strength, dex, or con. Your choice.
Wow. Strength, dex, or con? Mm-hmm. I mean, I guess I'll go constitution.
Okay. What is your lowest score out of intelligence, wisdom, and charisma?
Wisdom.
That is -1.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
Oh.
This represents the crown steel making you physically stronger in a way that you have not necessarily control of, but is adapted to your goals and your ambitions.
Okay.
Clearly, Xanthias, by choosing Constitution, you have some desire within your character to be stronger, to be more durable, to be hardy and tough. The minus to your wisdom represents this madness setting in. Crown Steel warps the mind. It plays on your paranoia. It plays on your perhaps ability to listen to reason in the case of losing out on wisdom. Your charisma is fine, so you have this great sense of self and purpose, but you are now more easily distracted. You are more easily led astray as perhaps like paranoia and other things get to you. Are you now at a different modifier?
I'm not a different modifier for constitution.
But your wisdom is now...
That's now put me at a 19. That is annoying because the stats that we have on screen are now already redundant, which I made last week. But my wisdom has gone down now to 7 to a -2.
How's that perception, bro?
My passive perception is 8. I am flighty. Holy shit. That's
so
that's
wrapped
rough.
up in your floor that only you know, the floor that you've chosen, so wrapped up in this slow descent that, you are losing track of the world around you.
Oh my god, I am descending into madness.
Cool.
This does mean, this does change things, because it means there is now a longer exposure time between saving throws.
Okay.
So you will have longer between these corruption saving throws, but they get harder and harder as they go.
No physical manifestations, no...
I would say that there's no obvious ones. I would say that maybe some of the there is more now on your arm.
That was just a consistent thing, right?
It's a consistent thing, yeah. Maybe like ever so slight things, but nothing to manifest as a mutations, I would call it.
Sure.
So like this could be like maybe there's like a ring of red in your eyes, like a very faint, or like a ring of gold or something like, some minor adjustments.
Right, okay.
Maybe like one of your scales on like your face now has like a little bit of black and red crack to it or something like that. A very slight touch, but...
So is it noticeable that this has happened, or is it such a slow building?
Slow build. Like, I would say that for Xanthias doesn't realize that this has happened.
Cool.
Well, that was exciting to start the session off.
Okay, great. Okay, good.
You can't see shit.
Right.
I can't see
Where am
shit.
I? What's going on?
That does change things. But, right, moving on.
What else does
A couple of things. So, let's talk about some stuff that you guys wanted to prep from last week. I believe there was a plan to do something with the necrotic wood that you recovered in your battle against the haunted tree as you were trying to lay Tyrea to rest.
Yeah.
I have some options for you to consider.
Cool.
Rhiannon. You have been spending some time in the shrine, maybe in prayer to the grave father, meditating on what you could use with this, perhaps consulting some like books that you've brought with you about rites of necromancy and things and Ossian rituals and things like that. Perhaps using the mirror to converse with a figure in back in Osseous.
Cool, yeah.
And there are 2 options for you with this wood. You could have it made into a wooden statue of the Gravefather for the shrine. And what this would allow you to do is spend at least 1 hour in prayer before the statue, make an offering of 100 gold made of incense, fresh bone dust, and blood, and you can choose to bless either yourself or another creature within the shrine and grant them resistance to necrotic damage for 1 week. Right? Or, and I have a feeling this is the one you're going to go for, You can use the wood to carve a necrotic heart. This wood is shaped into a black wooden heart facsimile, which can be put into the body of a skeleton or a zombie to make them a more advanced form of undead. If the undead is destroyed, the heart can be recovered and the undead rebuilt over a week by expending 500 gold and finding a suitable body.
I mean,
That's cool.
That
This
first one
would-
was rad.
The heart, what that would do is it would, let's say you put it into Percival, it would grant Percival, it would grant Percival bonus hit points. It would grant him additional intelligence and charisma. It would grant him the ability. He would basically become like a ranger's familiar for you, where you can have him act. You can command him to attack and do things as a bonus action on your turn. It would basically become like a minion companion for the party, basically. Like so you can use them in battle. As a skeleton, he can be equipped. You would physically have to equip him. He already has a suit of black chainmail that he wears that you gave him, but you could give him like weapons and armor, and he's trained in simple weapons and shields and things like that. So you could use that. He would also gain the ability to speak.
Oh,
Because his intelligence would
Yeah.
be raised, and magically he would be able to converse.
so whatever the first one was that we don't even remember anymore, necrotic heart.
So it would be part of your downtime. You would be carving this heart yourself.
yeah.
You would have to infuse it with rituals and things like that. The first use you don't have to spend any additional gold on. But if Percival is destroyed, if Percival gets reduced to 0 hit points, you can't heal him. You can never restore hit points to him. Like he cannot. Like you could maybe like mending spell like bones back on, but I'm gonna say like healing him is very difficult.
Yeah.
But once he's reduced to 0, he basically crumbles. But his essence is bound into the heart. So as long
that's
as you can
dope.
keep the heart,
Yeah.
you can then go get another skeleton, put it in, and basically remake Percival.
Oh,
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Classic skeleton sprite death animation.
Yeah.
Turns to dust,
Yeah.
and then like you tick the heart, and then
That's really cool.
technically it would also work on like a zombie if you had like a fresh corpse. You could like Percival. You could keep Percival as Percival is.
you distill that essence into a potion. We sell it around Ashen Rest. Everyone becomes your thrall. I don't know. Ignore what I just said. I don't like that.
Why would you give that to her?
I don't think you can distill a soul into a potion.
You don't think?
You could. You could.
Build an army! Yes!
Yeah.
Yep, okay, I think, well, I think the statue of the Great Father's pretty cool in there. Like, the heart might
The
just trump
necrotic
it.
heart
I think
is-
the necrotic heart might just trump it.
Yeah. I will also say if the heart can be destroyed, it is just made of wood.
Yes.
So like there is a chance that the heart itself can easily be destroyed. If the heart is destroyed, that's gone.
Can the
forever.
heart be, like, put in a cage and put into the thing?
It would be, I would say, it's like magically suspended in the body.
Okay,
so if
cool.
it's like in a skeleton, it's like magically held in their chest
Yeah.
cavity. If you were to like build like a metal cage and stuff around it, I would say maybe that interferes with the magic.
Okay, yeah.
Right, because there needs to be a risk to it as
Yeah.
well. But you can armor the skeleton. Like you can
Oh,
put,
yeah.
you know, if you went out and bought a suit of full plate armor, that's going to be a great way of protecting the heart, right? Like, you know,
Clang, clang, clang,
Yeah.
clang, clang, stealth.
yeah. I guess it'd be terrible at that, but.
I guess we wouldn't know, but what like abilities does he actually have in a fight?
Although he would be able to make a simple attack. It uses your proficiency bonus and Percy's strength or dex.
Sick,
And it would do your normal weapon damage plus his modifier plus your proficiency bonus. So it's just one extra attack a turn.
Right.
But he would gain 4 times your level in hit points on top of
Ooh.
what he already has. I think he has 13 HP
Yeah.
now. So like that would be you guys are level 7, so 14, 28. So he would gain 28 extra hit points, putting him
wow.
up to 41,
Damn.
I think.
That's pretty good.
Pretty good.
So and depending on the type of armor you give him, right? You give him like heavy armor. His AC is going to be like 16 to 18. Give him a shield, like he could be quite tanky.
Yeah.
But the only problem is you can't heal him.
Yeah.
You have to recover that heart.
Yeah.
You can't just send him right into the battle and
Yeah.
not be near to get the
I
heart.
imagine the heart is also like a one stomp gone thing.
What? Have you heard of the movie Dragonheart?
Yes.
I'm aware of it. Yeah.
Let's just extrapolate from that sentence where it can go.
I will say it has to be a humanoid.
Skeleton dragon.
Yeah.
That'd be
Or like I would say that like maybe like a non-magical creature.
Okay.
So like a beast. I don't see why you wouldn't be able to use this, say, on like a wolf skeleton or like something like that potentially.
If she uses it in Percy and then takes it out, would Percy still be okay?
I would say once it is bound, if it's bound to Percival's personality that has been developed, because Percy's personality is manifested through the necromancy that animated him, right? Yeah. That essence would be bound to the heart.
Okay, cool.
So once if you put in Percy, that then is Percy's heart,
Yeah.
and his sentience and essence is bound to it.
Soul bound.
So
I mean, it's currently bound to the bones, right? So you're just
bound to the bones. Like if Percy was to be destroyed now, Percy would be gone forever.
Bound to the bones.
You have a Chandra.
It's kind of it's very Chandra.
Yeah.
Yeah, from
fucking
Storm,
rad.
From Mistborn era too. Mistborn. But anyway, so I'm assuming that's what you would like
I
to
think
start
that's what I'd
making.
like to do, yes, please.
Oh, I thought
then-
we were going to go with the
Statue.
Yeah.
The statue which does.
necrotic resistance for a week.
Oh, okay. Wow.
With bone dust and blood, right?
I'm alright.
And 100
incense.
GP of incense, yeah.
All right.
He tried. And, you
It's a
know,
great flex.
he had to give 2 options.
Yeah.
I think we should acknowledge the first option at least.
It was very cool.
It's one of those things where as I was writing there, I was like, I've written it, so I'll keep it. But you never know.
Give the hoarder another boy.
Sure. But there you go. So that's you start
Amazing.
working on
Thank
that,
you.
basically.
Yeah, awesome.
Arcane Artifice Workshop.
That's me.
That
Hi there.
Xanthias was interested in working
me
on.
and kind of Rowan as well.
Roman's
You were also doing some research.
he's researching a very different thing.
No, I know, but I think
It's
we were
nothing what
kind
you're-
of we were
I'm
going to kind of
intrigued
work
at
together.
what
Yeah.
you're doing.
Yeah.
I'm checking in roleplay.
I think it's also like Trot just is interested in relics, and so he was like, "Yeah."
Oh yeah, but I mean, I'm going to be
Right.
doing some relic stuff on this work.
So,
It's proto relics.
Arcane
make these
Artifice
balls.
Workshop. Base cost. You might want to make some notes.
Oh, sorry.
Probably want
Yes,
this.
I should actually listen.
Maybe might be a good idea.
Okay.
So, base cost 500 gold for the construction and equipment for the base level.
Okay.
You will then need 200 gold worth of either training or purchasing like books, because you have dabbled in this, but you are not trained in magic items and creation, like magic item creation and stuff like
Sure,
that.
okay.
So this would be like hiring a tutor or buying a bunch of books, like getting a bunch of books shipped to you to teach yourself.
Okay.
So 700 gold total.
Is that changed at all by like my Arcana level or any abilities that I already have?
No,
or,
I would say that this is like the only reason you can do this is because you've dabbled into it a little bit with the lamplighters
Okay.
like, thing and things
Cool,
like that.
fair enough, yeah.
This is like because you're not an artificer, you're not like a class. This is your magic is still kind of new to you as well.
Sure.
So this is like the actual like educational learning of like, well, how do I, string out? It's like learning to code. It's like,
Right.
how do I make an enchantment on an item rather than just a spell I fire in the air? right?
Okay.
There is a process to this.
Sure, yeah.
It will take up half of the basement. Its size occupies half the basement.
How big is the basement?
20 feet by 20 feet.
Yeah.
I think.
Oh, you're literally writing it on. Why are you writing notes on the back of our map?
Because
He doesn't have anything else.
I left my Apple Pencil at home.
And he doesn't have a notebook.
I don't have a notebook.
It will take up about
iPad.
it will take up about half the basement.
Okay.
It will take about 5 days to build and about 7 days of training to learn to use fully. So completable within this 2 weeks of downtime.
Okay.
The base workshop and arcane equipment can be bought, made in Ashen's Rest. Requires work from blacksmiths, alchemists, carpenters, as well as discussions with the Merchants Guild to order in special parts from Kelskaris.
Oh wow, this is a really like bespoke thing.
Yeah, very bespoke thing. Yeah, absolutely. The benefits. The base workshop will allow the assigned arcane spellcaster to break down magical items or rare magical components into essences, which can then be used as part of magic item creation or infused into relics. The workshop will also allow the user to cast detect magic and identify at will within the workshop.
Very cool.
Say no more.
The Arcane Workshop also requires special components to allow for the creation of certain magic items and relics. Many magic items have a connection to a primal source of magic. These tend to be air, water, fire, earth, celestial, infernal, law, and chaos.
Jesus, okay.
To create these items requires a powerful primal catalyst connected to that source of magic. These catalysts are permanent upgrades to the workshop and take the form of unique crystals, elemental cores, natural resources, or similar objects. It may be possible to buy these catalysts from certain powerful mages or traders, or acquire them from creatures, or even visiting the planes themselves.
Yeah. Yeah.
So those are things that you will have to uncover through the campaign or
the upgrades are all of the individual magical.
So think of it like this. You've got base tier workshop. That will allow you to create sort of unaligned magic items. Real basic stuff, like a simple ring of protection. But that's it. Like, just gives you protectional force kind of thing. You want to make a pair of, like, flying boots. Well, that requires a primal catalyst of air.
Right.
You have to have this physical thing that you're going to have to go on a quest for or buy or trade for to make that kind of magic item. Same with if you want to make a relic or infuse a relic that has certain elemental attunements or celestial attunements and things like that. You're going to need those components.
Okay, and that was air, earth, fire, wind, light, dark.
Celestial, infernal, law, and chaos.
Okay, cool. Interesting. Very interesting. Very intrigued. Buy.
Okay.
Buy. I'm slapping the
Upgrade.
buy now button.
All right.
Yep.
Make a note. Have you got that money, or who has
Ruff
that?
has money.
Yeah,
Well, I will speak to the person who at least has the money in their inventory.
I'm also going to remind you guys, you got 500 gold each from the Duke. Have you written all of that? Have all of you written that down?
Yes, I have that down.
Good. I would suggest you all write that down individually. I have the amount of money that Gruff has, so I have Gruff's group.
Inclusive of Gruff's
Don't believe so.
500.
Don't worry, Mark. I'm playing Gruff today. So
Okay, can you just
I am playing Gruff today.
Well, you need to open it up.
Hello, my name is Gruff. I'm from a little village of Tremoro, and you can have as much money as you want.
Wow, thank you, Gruff. That is so kind of
So
you.
infirm, you're so weak and vulnerable.
I'm not accepting any of this because it's not true.
Gruff, you sound really
What?
handsome today. I've only just noticed your eyes.
What do you mean?
So,
We fucking amazing.
does Xanthias have... No, you don't.
What's wrong with you today?
He's being a little silly twat, is what he's being. Do you have... So have you added that 500 gold? Do you
added
have
the
any of
500
your
gold.
own money?
I have 560 gold.
Okay, so you can. So I've got how much money Gruff has, and so if you want to take it out of that, you can do, or you can spend your own money and stuff like that as well.
Gruff says no.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, because it's an upgrade to the base, I would assume as part of the team that the team funds will pay for the base upgrade. I can pay for my own training, the 200 for training.
Okay, I think that sounds fair.
That's how I'll requisition it.
Okay.
From everyone.
All right.
Cool.
So I would say, minus 500 GP from group, but then you're going to cover the cost of your own training, which is 200.
Yeah, and I think I'm not against having actual tutors and things come in to teach me rather than specifically book learn the entire thing. I don't know if that makes any difference, but
not massively, but you have connections. But yeah, it would be a case of there'd probably be a case of you, the merchant. I believe their name is Patience. They are a tiefling here in Ashen Rest. They would send word to Kelskaris, and from the academia, which is the big school there, a private tutor would be sent out to Ashen's Rest, and they would spend time with you. We can come up with, if we can come up with that NPC, or if you've got an idea of who that you'd like that NPC to be. But they spend some time teaching you how to use this equipment, how to the fundamentals of magic item creation, and also breaking them down, what essences are. You learn about these primal sources of magic, right? You would, part of this, learn that the material plane that Altheya sits upon, the reason that it is so unique is it draws in the magical essences of all the other planes of existence, and that coalesces here on the material plane, giving you, as spellcasters, as mortal spellcasters, access to energies from everything. People aren't like, so planar creatures only really have access to either their own realm's magic or they have to trade for it with the other realms, and that is in the form of this essence. It's kind of like a magical resource. But the material plane is kind of suffused with it, and you would learn part of this, and you would learn about the different sources of magic. There is arcane, there is primal, and then there is divine, right?
Okay.
And then you would learn about these core sources of magic, the catalysts, right? The elements and stuff like that. And you're kind of learning about this kind of sense of magic and how it can
It's
be
like
used.
Oriange with like these are the shard worlds, and you're on this one now. Oh God.
It's very much like that. But yeah, during the downtime, that will be completed.
Yeah.
And then after the downtime is complete, you will have access to this workshop to use as you see fit. And like I said, part of it is you can break down items into essences, and so they become generic, right? So if you've got a magic item that you guys are like, oh, how are we going to use this? You might be able to break it down and then power something else or make a new magic item with it.
Does everything go in a mortar and pestle? So I put that two-handed sword.
My
in the
halbert's
pestle.
going in there.
It's like different things, right? So it's probably like part of the workshop is the reason it takes up a fair bit of space is it's like there's a magical forge, there's like a way, like there's all distillations and things like that. And then there's probably like a big runic pedestal, like stone pedestal. And when you place the items on that, it can literally like break them down into their magical components. It would probably, like, if you had a magic sword, it would suck the magic out of it. It wouldn't just like destroy the item.
Is it just dust? Just magic dust?
So essence can appear as dust. It can also, manifest in a liquid form. It can manifest in a gas. It really depends on the kind of magic that's involved.
Okay.
And so there's lots of beakers and like ways of storing it. There's like crystals to trap like elementals and spirits. Like there's all these kind of magical, gizmos and gadgets and bits and pieces.
Nice. Awesome. Hell yeah.
It's a lot more wizardy than it is like steampunk.
Sure. Yeah.
Can there be a moment in this downtime where Rowan comes downstairs hearing that you're working in this basement,
Yeah.
but he's got a tickly nose and you're just getting some dust?
I think I finally cracked it.
This test piece that you and your tutor are working on, and the tutor's just like, like has to bring out a new thing.
Sorry.
And like up on the wall, it's like covered, and you see it starts to glimmer and sparkle and sort of,
That's fire essence.
Run! Yeah, absolutely. Okay.
Which I snort.
So that's like how you're spending a good portion of your downtime.
Yes.
Part of your downtime is going to be training and learning this stuff as it's being built and stuff as well.
Yeah.
Daisy.
Hi.
You wanted to research or look into the celestial rod that you had found. What would this look like? Is this like going to the library and doing some research? Is this maybe waiting until the workshop is done and working with Xanthius to learn more about this? Is this communicating with Nim? Like, what kind of format do you think this takes?
feel like it's
spending this time.
Combination. So I think from the knowledge that I have so far is that having this and using it might be bad for me to use it because then whoever is around looking for things might find me. So I think, but you did say it did something else. So I think I would want to find out from Xanthius what all
exactly
does this do? What does it do? And then see if it's worth keeping as is or trying to break it down and try and remove certain things that it does, or I don't know. Like basically she wants to make it something that's valuable to use that will not get her in any trouble and be a danger to her.
So you spend a bit of time maybe conversing with Nim about this as well, because Nim does recognize it. Nim recognizes that this is, reminds you of what, you've encountered before. Yes, little one, this rod was given by a celestial commander to a mortal, to a being that they had forged some sort of agreement or contract with. And the 12th Legion, where they are known amongst my kind as those who seek out deserters, people that have fled from the Legion. They are fearsome. And it kind of tells you some of this stuff. I do not know much about magic, but there is definitely something here. This was a gift given. I've heard of such things. So you kind of learn a little bit of that. You go to Xanthias, maybe like, in sort of as the workshop's being completed and as you're developing your skills, Xanthias, you put to the test and you cast Identify, you're detecting magic. And you would learn some stuff, but immediately you become aware that this item is maybe a bit beyond you for now. You would identify a couple of things.
Okay.
You would get a name for this item.
Right.
This rod is called Zerachiel, the Word of the Legion.
Spell, please.
Zerachiel.
Okay.
Zerachiel.
And that's Z.
Zerachiel, what was it? Something of the
Word of the
Word
Legion.
of the Legion.
You get that name. The Identify spell kind of gives you that name. You would also know that this item is a relic. It is a relic that can be improved over time.
Okay.
But your knowledge is maybe not advanced at this point to know exactly more about that because you notice something about this item. Before you can get into what it does, you get the vague sense that normally this would empower a spellcaster who's bound to the item. It would make their spells more potent, it would allow them... And you can tell that there's other things that this item can do.
Sure.
But it's like this item is wrapped in chains and locked, and your spell is not penetrating that. You get the feeling that you might need to take this to a more powerful senior mage who's a bit more knowledgeable than you to really understand the nature of this thing.
Okay. Okay. I think in that case, like a more powerful senior mage, the first thought that comes to mind is Blackwing.
Yeah, Blackwing, especially as another planar mage, not bound to the material plane, or certainly not from the material plane. Yeah, you can go and see Blackwing. Like, you guys have pretty easy access to them if Daisy wants to.
I guess Daisy would ask Nim if that was safe to do first, because Nim was very Blackwing's a bit of a...
I do not... The mage of the Feywield, they can be duplicitous. Their way of life is whimsical and flighty. I do not trust this Blackwing, but I think it's important that we know what this is and if there is a way for us to use it or if there is a danger it poses to us. I don't think the elf would use this against us in any way. I don't think they would be able to. Little one.
Okay.
I think that it'd be cautious with questioning and let us make sure we travel with companions in case the elf decides that this item is something that they wish to keep for themselves, but I think it would be advisable for us to learn more. Forewarned is forearmed.
Group trip!
Oh, sorry.
Group trip!
Wait, is there anything else you still need? I really must be getting back to my research.
No, we need to go and see Blackwing about this.
Okay.
And because I want to know more about it, I need to know if it's dangerous. But I also don't want Blackwing to kill me.
That's fair, but also a very wise decision to bring it to Blackwing.
So I think we should all go.
It's been a while since we've been there.
It's true.
Oh, is there anything else
I'm
that
very
you wanted?
happy to go with you, Daisy, if you need to go there.
Thank you.
Sounds different all of a
is
sudden.
is there anything else that you guys might need to take to Blackwing? Because I can wait if you have other things that... I mean, they do know a lot of stuff, so...
I just made this.
Oh my god, what's that?
It is a carved, blackened, like the wood has been blackened with soot and blood, a wooden heart that Ophelia is now
You
holding.
made that? Where? How?
In the shrine. I was advised in the mirror.
Oh, good. And what is it? What is it?
Rowan and Daisy, you would notice it's very slow, and you can tell that it's made of wood, but you swear that heart just beat. Like, boom.
Okay.
Daisy's gonna step back.
And then it just goes still.
You made
And like
that-
a minute passes, and then another.
I
What
don't
does
like
it
that.
do? What's it doing?
You know that wood that we got from Teresa's tree?
Oh, no.
Okay.
The cursed wood.
Yes. So, if I followed the instructions given to me correctly, which I believe I have because I'm very good at that kind of thing, it should give life to a skeleton.
Why would we... But Percival is already
kind of.
You know.
Yes, but he might be able to talk. It might be able to
Oh,
improve
good.
him with more necrotic energy.
Okay.
Or I could get another skeleton.
I've already heard him speak, so it's kind of fine. If I didn't have to talk to these two in my mind, because I have to make a little group chat whenever they want to talk.
What did
and
he
it's
sound
very
like? Did he
inconvenient.
sound nice?
He sounded nice.
He's a nice man, yes.
And he's about to have a blackened wooden necrotic heart.
See, he could have it, or someone else could have it.
I
or
don't want it.
something.
No, nobody.
A creature.
I move Stuart away.
Imagine the little friend scattering around.
What's your goal?
Well, to be stronger, to either grow my power or to make Percy more powerful.
I thought you just wanted to have a nice chat with him, but that sounds more.
Well, he can assist me
Terrifying.
as well, and if we ever get into any scuffles and the like, then he can provide assistance more fittingly.
Would this make? Because as I understand it, Percival is not. He's not really a spirit, nor is he. He's just magic animating bones, right?
He is Percival. He is his own soul. Yes.
But would this make him more human?
It would make him more Percy. It would give him more scope to act more independently.
Oh, that's terrifying. Okay.
But still under your.
But still under my control and Osseous's control, of course.
Control's a strong word.
But command
yes.
that he could disobey.
Well,
You're not sure, Ophelia.
I don't
An
know.
interesting question.
I mean, I trust Percival right now, of course.
Yes.
He's helped us under your control.
He did
Many
say that
times.
we were his friends when I spoke
And
to him.
he did say that we are his friends.
Yes.
I would certainly welcome an additional
Friend.
set of eyes, is what I was about to say, on
Friend!
any.
Percival brings in a tray of hot drinks from the latte fun, mugs of coffee and tea and hot chocolate.
Isn't he
brings-
I
lovely?
instinctively take it.
Yeah,
Yes.
hands it. He's hands them individually to everyone.
First of all,
He's made himself right at home
Thank
with
you,
everybody.
Percival.
I will connect. I'm assuming that Gruff has gone off to sit by the pond for a bit.
Sure.
I will
Connect.
all of us. No, I can't connect all of us. I'll connect Rowan, Xanthias, and myself and Percy because they haven't heard him before.
Okay.
Hi, Percival.
He was kind of. I know I kept changing. He was a bit more Scandinavian,
Yeah.
wasn't he? I keep slipping into my Spanishy, Italian-y kind of Mediterranean. Yes, Nordic kind of like that. Yes.
yeah,
Hello,
I forgot he
Lady
was like
Daisy.
Oh
Hello.
my god, what's happening?
Hello.
What
Miss
is this?
Daisy.
What's happening?
Oh.
Who was that?
Oh,
Hello?
is this Daisy?
Have
Is
you-
this your?
Yeah,
Have you added the others to our communication?
I added Rowan and Xanthias so they could say hi.
Greetings to you.
You really have to warm me, especially
Yes.
with this hot
Sorry.
beverage in my hand.
And I know how.
is-
Did you
Xanthias.
trip and
Yeah, almost.
oh,
Almost in my
I
eyes.
know how
Both eyes.
infrequently you use this ability because I rarely hear you in my mind. So you must never use it. So it's nice for you to use this.
Oh no, she does it
ability
all
for
the
first
time. She did. Oh, it was in the. Yeah, never mind.
I connect to whoever I need to connect to. Really? What? You were in the
Well, Percival, looks like one true friend is here.
I do not know what you mean, Mr.
I connect to you on. I choose
You
one person
exclude
to
me
leave
all the
out.
time.
No, I exclude you when it's something
Crown
about
Steel.
Xanthias and Crown Steel. I don't.
It's
exclude
been a
you
significant
most
amount
of the
recently.
time. Recently, it's been a lot, but that's your fault, not mine.
Just didn't realise you
Don't
guys were
pin
having.
this on me.
Didn't realise you guys were having group chats about me.
We got 3 separate group chats.
And I'm only in one of these.
Look,
Is
Mr.
there something I
Crown
can
Steel.
help you with?
Hello, Percy.
Sorry, Percival. Yes.
Hey,
Hello.
Has Ophelia spoken to you recently about stuff?
My lady sister Ophelia speaks to me all the time.
About anything specific, like
Many things.
To do with
anything?
you personally?
Yeah.
I believe she complimented me on the way that my robe was hanging the other day, and
very
we,
nice.
we
Very
conversed about various matters this morning whilst I did her hair and makeup.
And how did that make you feel?
I always enjoy the pleasure of my lady sister Ophelia. I am very happy to serve. Very happy to attend to her.
Well,
Okay.
It's not our place to talk about the other thing if she hasn't talked to him about it yet.
No.
But yeah, would have Ophelia mentioned this as she's been working on it? Like, would she have told Percy that that's something that she's working on?
Yeah, probably.
Because from the understanding, like, you talk to Percy
Yeah,
all the
Percy-
time.
yeah.
He just doesn't talk back,
Yeah.
right? So, like, would you have,
sounds like
as you were making it, like, oh, I'm making this thing, Percy, and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Yeah, then he would be like, do you refer to the necrotic heart? Then,
Yes.
of course, yes.
Yes, okay.
Sister Ophelia has been telling me all about her efforts.
How do you feel about the heart?
I do not feel anything. I do not have desires or
He
feelings.
says he doesn't have feelings, but he also says he's our friend, right, Percival?
I believe you are companions, yes.
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 Friends.
Sounds like
Friends.
a contradiction to me.
Friends.
Well, he doesn't say.
Well, like, being friends with somebody doesn't have to do anything to with feelings. It's literally a social contract to him. He's like, yep, you guys, I do things for you and you look after me. That's what friends are,
I've
right?
been
Like,
told that you are my friends.
yeah, yes. I think that's more it as well. Like, Ophelia's like, they're our friends. And he's like, oh, they're my friends. Like, okay.
And Daisy's really like hammered
Like,
that.
I'm
point
your
home.
friend, right? Yeah, he's like, yes.
Oh, do you understand the effects that this necrotic heart might?
Could not possibly understand something like this. I have no knowledge of magics or things like that, Mr. Xanthius.
Ophelia hasn't.
Oh, she has explained many things, but I do not understand them.
Okay. Okay.
He still has a
Same.
pretty low intelligence.
Same, bro.
Like, he's like...
Is this
he's-
also like he only understands what Ophelia understands, or like?
Not even that, like,
Yeah.
you got to imagine, like, this is like,
Very
it's
basic.
like talking to a 3-year-old. Like, he's barely been around, like,
Okay.
he doesn't really understand anything.
He does menial tasks.
Yeah.
most of the
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
He doesn't really.
He knows how to, like, he understands that he needs to do Sister Ophelia's hair in a certain way. He knows that he has to apply the makeup in a certain way. He knows that you all like drinks from Latte Fun now, and so he
An
goes and gets
excellent
those. Like,
addition to his
it's like he's like an AI. He's like learning as he does things, right? Like, but there's still so much he just doesn't understand.
What if we give him a heart and he becomes like a teenager? It's like, I don't want to go to
He
latte.
can still hear
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. Well,
Oh.
What is a teenager? I do not know.
It's fine.
I think it just means that we all have to learn together.
Look, I trust in Percival, or at least in Ophelia's understanding of this particular matter. She is, of course, from Osseous, serves the Gravefather. She knows about death.
Sister Ophelia is the wisest, kindest mistress.
Yeah,
You should trust her with everything.
with everything.
Yes.
Okay.
Definitely.
Would you? No, it's fine. Okay.
Thank you, Percy. It's lovely to hear your voice.
It is most pleasurable to converse with you, Mr. Rowan. Do you need anything else? Are your drinks sufficient?
Oh, plenty hot. Thank you for.
Yes, that's.
Do your
Swiftly moving.
rooms need cleaning and beds made?
Oh, not right now, thanks.
Oh, well, they're in the basement.
There's a mess in there.
Well, Rowan did sneeze a load of fire essence.
I will
all
attend
in the
to it,
basement.
Mr.
Thank
Rowan.
you. Be careful with it. It might be quite.
Fire.
Immediately moves off, picks up a broom and like a bucket and mop, and makes his way down into the cellar.
I'll drop the group call.
Ophelia,
Yes.
we were just thanks to Daisy's ability, we were just conversing with Percival.
Amazing.
First time I've spoken to him.
Isn't he delightful?
He is.
He's a wonderful
He's really
So kind.
skeleton.
okay. And now, do you have faith in this thing you've created? That
Heart, yes.
what it will do to Percival will still make him
Nice.
our friend.
Yes, as long as, well, I don't know to what extent. That's the thing. It's not really something I've ever done before, so, you know, it's going to be an experiment either way. Very exciting experiment.
Sure.
But,
When you made the heart,
yes.
was it just the wood, or did you put like someone
the
else's
blood.
Oh,
blood
there
in
is
there's
it?
blood
ashen
dripping.
blood on there, yes.
Yeah, there is blood.
So there's like a chance that someone else's personality is going to seep into Percy?
Oh no, if I give it to Percy, that's Percy.
Right.
There's no chance
this-
of personality contamination.
Right.
But where does that? Who? But who?
Use your words.
I'm trying. Give me
Yeah.
a second. Okay, I'm
You can do
Been
it.
real
formulating.
flighty recently.
I'm actually something's formulating in here. Okay.
You spent a lot of time in that basement.
I have. I've been. There's essences
Maybe
and
some fresh air.
maybe I could certainly use some fresh air. Okay.
Jesus, Tom, get to the fucking point, dude. Fucking hell.
But
When Mark's saying that, you.
Percival, the bones of Percival, that's not who the bones were before, right?
No.
Yeah, something's come out since.
So, but are you creating a new person, or are you bringing back?
If you put it in a new body, it would.
Yes.
But if Percy's already got an established
This would be like
magical
Percy
sentience.
With more space.
a level up.
Yeah.
Well, see,
The Percy container is widened.
Yes. More space for more Percy.
And hopefully more affection and love, right?
sure,
And
yes.
friendship.
That's if I decide to put it in Percy.
Well, we
What's
can't
the
have
other
another
plan?
one.
What's the other plan? We don't have another skeleton like sitting around, do
Well, not
we?
that you know of.
Do you?
I know where skeletons are.
Not
You're not going to dig one up, are
not
you?
one we
Well, we
know.
all know where skeletons are, but that doesn't mean that we dig them up and use them for
there's such a
nefarious purposes.
waste.
No.
Well, okay. So we have a Percival.
To Ophelia, it is nonsense that these people bury bones. It's so
Yeah.
pointless
Yeah.
and wasteful.
Okay, well, we have a
It's as
Percival.
bad as burning the dead.
Yeah.
Ugh.
And there's nothing. It's just ash. You can't reanimate ash.
It's the principle of the thing.
What principle? It's wasteful.
I wouldn't want my bones to be just parading around out of my control after I
Think of all
go.
the
That's
things you
true.
could do.
Ophelia, don't forget, you're not in Osseous anymore. These bones belong to other people. Your bones that you got were part of the culture, so to speak. If you dig up someone's bones, it's
Yeah,
gonna...
Can you
It's
make
not
can you
allowed.
make a religion check for me, actually?
I
Ophelia?
shall.
How upset
You can't-
are you going to be?
No.
17.
17. When Rowan says that, you remember something. When you were training to become like an ambassador and a diplomat, sort of to come over here, there have been trade agreements between Osseous and the Empire, individuals, where Ossians, as they've come over, if, say, like an Ossian diplomat comes over and their skeleton assistants are destroyed or things like that, and they've had to reacquire them, they've purchased them. People are willing to sell their bodies or bodies of loved ones to Ossian representatives
Face.
I like this agreement.
as a thing. Because,
It's like a catalogue.
yeah, well, it's a case of like, to Jimmy. Jimmy's dad's bones aren't doing anything, and Jimmy needs gold. This weirdo from Necromancer Land is offering to pay him gold for it. It's
Yeah.
like, yeah, you can have dad's bones. There you go. And like they sell them. So it is
I want to know if they
a
have the personality of that person. If they were sold from the Empire to Osseous,
question.
does it come with the personality of Jimmy's dad?
yeah. Who knows?
Dad group. We could have more dads.
We've already got one dad. We don't
Two
need
dads.
I'm in the market for some dad bones.
But yeah.
That's really cool.
But just because Rowan says that, like, oh,
Yeah.
you're not in Osseous anymore. Remember these people. Like, you remember. It's like, oh,
No, I think I could. I was told. Yes, there was an agreement set up quite a while ago where Ossian diplomats could purchase bones from those willing to sell them, actually.
Oh,
So
all right.
Okay.
there are
If they're
means.
willing, that's fine. But you can't
Yes.
just go and dig up anyone.
it's nonsense. But
It's ridiculous that
You'll
it's
have to
just
go
fine.
through due process.
I will have to go through the right process, yes, and talk to the right people and have a look, yes, and
And you're probably going to get some funny looks if you go around saying, "Can I buy this body from you, please?"
well, if they
It's going to
want-
be a bit odd.
if they're selling, I'm buying. It's a simple matter of transaction.
that's capitalism, baby. buyers.
How does Ophelia
It's
spend
a
all her
buyer's
money?
market,
It's a
baby.
buyer's market.
Okay. Oh, but if you were to use this on Percy,
Yes.
what would happen to the Percy we currently know? Are you able to
He would be
have
able
two
to
Percys?
converse. I would, well, have two Percys. What do you mean? What, if I put it in Percy, we get two, like an amoeba.
I don't see. Okay, I know. I don't know.
that?
I don't know what an
I
amoeba
don't know.
is.
I don't know. I just felt like saying the word amoeba. It's really fun to say.
Never
Okay.
heard it.
Amoeba. It's good.
You're making stuff up again.
Sorry, I haven't slept. I've been carving the heart for days.
So now this goes back to the previous question I was trying to cook up.
Yes, please.
Here it comes.
Now,
Again, use your words, Zenith!
You are fucking edging me so hard, my guy. Also, to like clarify some things, like I don't know if you're just purposely doing this in character, or if this is a genuine like, oh, I don't know how it would work, but I can
trying to-
answer those questions.
I'm trying. Okay, out of character. I'm genuinely trying to cook up a question here, and I can't get the words.
What is the question? What are you trying to get at?
That Percy's bones
Yes.
is currently just a container for the magic that is currently animating him. Yes. There's no soul in there. It's not the Percy that died.
No.
There's no previous person there. If you put the heart in there, does like the personality that is being enhanced and being developed as a result of putting the heart in there, is that being drawn from the previous essence of what that body was, or is she literally creating new life here?
It's not creating new life. It's like think of Percy like a robot or an AI, and you're upgrading his RAM and his processor.
You've downloaded more dedicated WAM.
Yeah.
It's giving him more dedicated WAM, and he's now got an i9.
Just said that.
He's got an i9 instead of an i3. right? Like,
okay.
It's upgrading the PC. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
He looks more sophisticated
you're
because it's
thinking-
more complex.
You're thinking
Or
that you can
instead of having one kind of bad game rig, she could put it in a new skeleton and have two PCs and dual bots.
Okay, so
does that help you, gamer?
the current Percival.
But they're both a bit shit.
The current, the current.
It's like having a
Percival is on
PS5 or two PS3s.
Yeah.
Does that help, gamer?
It does help.
It sounds like they're
So
gonna take
right now you have a quite old motherboard. And people out there are selling better motherboards.
How dare you?
And people out there are selling other motherboards, newer
Yes.
motherboards of their dads.
This can't be an IT conversation at that point.
Okay.
This was
Now I get it.
This is why Osseous is so fascinating, isn't it? It's so wonderful to learn about.
So much more advanced than these draconic backwater people.
It's so advanced.
Yeah.
Either
yes.
way, what got us onto this subject was Zorakiel.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
See Blackwing.
Yes, okay. Okay.
And I think we should go see Blackwing.
We should.
Okay.
Well, we can, yeah.
Because
As long,
I
do you
would
have
like a
anything else?
distraction from the necrotic heart.
Yeah, necrotic thing's not so
That's
good.
scary.
But does anyone else have anything they want to take to Blackwing? Or
Oh,
did we have anything that we thought
I
of?
don't think he needs to see the heart. I think you fully understand that. And it's
You can see how good it is. He could rate it. They could rate it.
I think if you want to elevate Percival with the heart, absolutely. Sounds good. I don't think people will be selling bones anytime soon. I could be wrong.
Have you asked?
I haven't asked. Is it just human bones?
Doesn't have to be human bones.
Oh,
There
God.
are a few wolves and gross things that we
I've seen
encountered
it. I
on the
know where
way.
some dead wolves are.
Yeah, you mutilated them pretty badly. though,
Yes.
so it,
Does it matter that the head is slightly detached?
Don't add more charm.
Okay. So, up to you, Queen of the Dead.
Thank you!
don't give her new titles!
You can call me that anytime. Every time, actually. Call me that all the time.
Okay,
Thank you.
I have some
Say it again, say it again, say it again, say it again, say it again.
Ophelia, Sister Ophelia Della Rosa, Queen of the Dead.
Yes! So good.
with the Greyfather like that.
Well,
Anyway,
sure. He can like what he likes. I mean, he likes me very much. He brought me back.
Honestly, he likes ambition. So yeah, he probably would be sort of like, not yet, but it's stay ambitious.
goals.
goals, queen, slay.
Yeah.
Go for it if you want.
Right.
Sky's the limit.
Anything else?
Oh, do we have any other magical items? I suggest that all magical items we're not using should be taken down to the basement for me to examine, tinker with, and smelt.
I take
Yeah.
off my hat with the candle, the
Is that a magical
lantern
item?
on top.
I don't think this is inherently magical.
I didn't see it get made specifically,
Okay.
but maybe the fusing of the two has created some sort of magical.
Well,
It's quite powerful.
it could be, Rowan. It could be. But if there's any others,
I have my understudy ring. I've not had a chance to use it yet.
which is what again?
The disguise ring.
Oh, okay.
I know Gruff's got some stuff as well, but we can always go back.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be now. Like that workshop's going to be around for a
Yeah.
while. So
But I don't have anything else I need to take to.
And also,
like,
this is only if Ophelia wants to use that ring, or if you think it would be fun for Ophelia to keep it. Like, you don't have to get rid of stuff. You go to Ravenstar Spire. As normal, as soon as you approach, that door magically appears on the side, and you make your way inside. Now quite used to the dark blue, silvery interior that just seems to manifest out of place. As always, there is this faint sound of ethereal music, and from the curling spiral staircase banister, a number of ravens are perched, their heads kind of cocking and looking in your direction. You hear an otherworldly voice. Please, my friends, make yourself comfortable. I will join you momentarily. And you see that the pitchers of water begin to fill up by themselves, and things like that
I
appear.
need to ask how he does that.
What?
Really useful.
Momentarily, after not too long, you see their figure descending down the stairs as Blackwing, dressed in this resplendent sort of black, silvery, dark blue gossamer gown with a mantle of feathers kind of curling around them like a cape. They descend. Their hair is pinned up, their elongated ears, and as they pass, you can see through the kind of windows. There are kind of, you never see out of them. It's always like a hazy, silvery mist, but they seem to let light in, and every time Blackwing passes through them, you see that form shift as that more bird-like visage appears momentarily in the moonlight. As they approach, what do I owe the pleasure, my friend?
I point at Daisy.
Oh,
Yes.
hi. Yeah.
Hello.
I have an item that I was wondering if you might be able to take a look at, because I don't really know the full extent of what it does.
Yes, I would be willing to examine this for you. But are you asking me for a favor, or is this a transaction?
A favor?
Very well. He looks, and one of the ravens blinks its eyes and vanishes. A favor is recorded, and he will hold his hand out
yeah. Oh.
for the item.
Or do I do a favor or a transaction?
You've done a favour.
Well, I
I
didn't
think a
know.
favour has been. Yeah.
Hands his hand. They hold their hand out for the item.
They are transactional.
Oh, maybe I should do a transaction.
I think the favour's been recorded.
I'm afraid yes. A favor.
Oh.
You asked for a favor, and a favor is.
Well, I wasn't sure what the. Okay.
How bad can it be?
I'll hand the item.
Takes it in their long fingers. So examining it, their eyes shifting prismatically as they cast the spell upon it. Oh, how curious. They would explain a little bit what you already know, tell you the name of the item. But what they will reveal to you, this is quite a curious thing. This item is what I would refer to as pact locked. It can only currently be used by an agent of the celestial who granted it, the specific patron to whom this boon was bestowed by. But it is interesting. Pact items that are bound by these chains, their magic is a subtle one. It can be altered. So much of magic and of life, and they begin, very David Bowie this, they begin to like spin the rod through their fingers, and it's massive. Like, they shouldn't be able to do something with such a hefty, weighty object, but and then they kind of jump it over to their other fingers. Many things in the world, magic or mortal, are always in a state of change. All it takes is but a slight tilt, catches it with the next hand, for things to shift. It is possible that the magic of this item could be realigned. Rather than it bonding a mortal to a patron, it could be instead changed to a different celestial patron perhaps, or They look at you, Daisy. Or perhaps to a spirit and the girl that they reside within. Of course, I sadly do not have the knowledge or skills to perform such a transmutation. You would need someone who is knowledgeable and experienced with planar magic items, and as well as illicit methods. Someone who, to put an analogy to it for you, were you to steal something of value, were you to try and sell that item, it would be at risk for you might be caught trading it or some such. But were that item to be remade, to be painted, to be altered, stand a better chance. The mindset is similar. There are those planar traders who are adept at such transmutations. The lock must be picked, and for that, you would need a thief.
Does it currently pose any danger?
I do not believe so. I believe that the mortal who was bound to this item is deceased.
Oh, okay. So they couldn't detect anything from it at the moment.
I do not believe so, although I am not experienced with the abilities of celestials. It is possible that were you carrying this upon you, and you met a celestial being, they might recognize it. I would say the only risk is that the patron, the one who bestowed this gift, were you to meet them, they would certainly know that you carried it. Until, of course, the pact lock is removed.
Do we know anyone who can remove the lock?
If you,
But
is that a genuine? You can't think of anyone?
Tom can't think of anyone. But
Okay.
if there's a check to be made,
No, I mean, it doesn't need to be a check. I mean, there's one name that comes to mind: the idea of a sort of planar goods smuggler.
right? Yes, yeah.
One name.
Oh.
You need somebody who's a bit dodgy with planar magic.
Yep.
Certainly, somebody you met a few times now who might be able to help with that.
I think maybe we all come to the realization at the same time.
Oh.
Yeah.
What I can tell you is that once the lock is broken, properties of the rod may change. You would be able to rewrite its story, rewrite its name perhaps, or its intentions. But it is powerful. This is a relic, a magic item of great power.
Is it up to the person unlocking this magic to rewrite the story of it?
No. I believe it would be down to whomever was bonded. And by that, I do not necessarily mean the mortal wielder of the item, but the new patron, as I would call it. Or perhaps the spirit that it was bonded to.
Okay.
Interesting.
And you see that, like, Blackwing, like, looks at Daisy saying stuff like that, like, I know what you are. I know who you have inside.
She's aware.
Yeah. But yes, but an interesting little item.
Well, that's fun. I don't want to call that person, so, you know.
Well, I was mainly making sure that if this person that we're all thinking of was able to unlock this item for us, they wouldn't just rip it away from under us.
They also wouldn't want to do it for free.
No, they wouldn't, but we wouldn't go through all that effort just for them to disappear into the night again and take this thing away from us. But, I mean, they can't be the only route, right?
Would your dragon friend know anything about it?
I don't have many dragon friends. Wait a minute, are you talking about... It's not my dragon friend.
Does he not? He seems to know you very well.
Of course he does. He seems to know everything very well.
Yeah.
Oh, so smarmy and knowledgeable, and oh, so smart this man is, isn't he? We might be able to speak to them about it. They might have some idea about it, but...
The young dragon is quite ambitious in this field.
Yes. You are correct on that front for sure.
I'm not sure if they would have the requisite skills. Their knowledge is great, but it is the difference between one who has perhaps read a book on picking a lock versus one who has picked many in their long career. There is a difference.
I appreciate that.
If there is nothing else.
I'm drinking all the vessels before I know we have to go.
Yeah, it's delicious. It's like nothing's alcoholic. It's all mainly like water, maybe like flavored waters and things like that.
So good.
I'm glad you are enjoying.
Thank you.
It's very easy to accommodate. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we done?
Yeah.
Oh,
I think that
yes.
is all, yes. I
No,
think
that is
so.
very, very useful
You need
information
the
about
toilet,
the,
don't you?
yeah,
You need the
needs to go.
toilet. Oh,
You are most welcome, young Daisy. When I have need for my favor to be repaid, I will contact you.
I could just exchange gold instead.
No, we have agreed upon a favor.
I didn't know. I messed up.
May I perhaps advise that you are more careful in your agreements in the future? But fear not. I would never dream of asking anything improper.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
It'll be fine. We're friends, remember? Blackwing?
Yes,
Yes,
we are
yeah.
great friends.
Great friends.
You have provided me with many interesting tales.
Okay.
I have enjoyed our encounters.
Okay.
Lovely
Well,
to see you.
yeah,
to
it's
see you.
Lovely
been,
to see
it's
you.
been about that time.
I'm back
so,
up to the door, just like rocking back and forth.
Farewell.
Okay, farewell. Okay, well,
Rowan
Step
runs.
outside. Vroom.
there you go. Solved. That's the,
Kind of.
well, kind of. Well, it didn't exactly go to plan, but there's that rod thing.
Yeah.
I'll try in future to be better at noticing these things myself, but until then, Blackwing's the guy, and never Obsidious.
Well, I'd say that like yeah, now you would be able to identify. This was like a really edge case item that
sure.
like, you know,
This is-
but now like you're like, oh, okay, well now I've seen the kind of signs, I kind of know what this is going to be now. But like, yeah, like this is, there's no way you could have known that really.
Yeah. You would be able to do identify pretty much most things.
Yeah.
It's just this.
But we can
There
work
was,
on...
and you identified most
Yeah,
of it.
yeah.
Specifically.
But we can work on, you know, tailoring this to you if that's what you want it to be. Alternatively, I can smelt stuff down now.
No.
If you don't like it,
no.
you know, I'll just grind that down into different parts and we'll put it in another heart or something.
No, no more hearts. No.
And if you really truly don't want to go to Caliphorus with it, then yeah, there might be other people. You might just have to track them down, like try and put the feelers out to find somebody who's got knowledge and experience in planar magic items, but also maybe on the slightly dodgy side of things. Yeah.
Cool.
You need a smuggler, basically.
A sign
Put an ad out.
outside at Tyrea's Rest, looking for person that sells skeletons and
Yeah,
Planar magic item smuggler.
plain magic items.
want to buy many illegal goods.
NBD. Love you.
Right, before we go to break, a couple of other things. Rowan wanting to do a little bit of research
Yes.
on the proto-magi.
No biggie.
No.
Do I do it?
So, you're going to spend some downtime doing research, right? And this is going to be like asking around for stories, going to the library, asking in the temples, like trying to gain that information. What does that look like to Rowan? Like, what are you doing? Like, what's your process and all this? And more importantly, what are you trying to get out of it?
Rowan probably goes to the sources he's already made acquaintance with. So the Tombs bookstore.
Yep, Tombs
would be-
Printing Company.
It's like, hello. He's very more conversational than book searchy. So he's like, can you tell me about anything you've learnt about the stories of the proto-magi, or other people that are knowledgeable in the field?
Absolutely, we've got several pamphlets and books on the subject. Yes, absolutely. And she begins like
Amazing.
gathering up some things for you.
It's for a friend, it's not for me.
And she would probably also recommend I would also recommend you go and you go to the House of the Quill and ask for the librarians there. They will have more local records of any incidences involving vaults and things like that. We deal with the more sort of fictional, but also perhaps stories of people who have conquered vaults and things like that before. But if you would like anything of a more local nature, perhaps checking in with the local library or record keeper.
Has our Verlin Vault happened yet?
No. I'm going to say no.
God,
This is like week 1.
can you imagine what it'd be like to go in one? That would be crazy.
I can only imagine the stories that I've read. Quite dangerous from what I've heard.
Yes. I want to be knowledgeable. I want to learn.
Yes, I think that would be a wise thing for you to go.
I wanted to go in.
So you gather up a few of these books. How much gold? So you have to buy some of these books and things like that. How much gold would Rowan spend on materials and donations and things like that to get this kind of knowledge? The more you spend, I will give you a bonus on a roll I'm going to have you make. I'd say every 100 gold you spend, I will give you a bonus.
Now, the gamer in me wants to spend a lot to have a higher thing. Rowan's going to spend 100 gold. And ask for change in bronze coins.
Yeah, sure. Yep. So,
I haven't been in ages to the Toad.
so you spend
He's
about
weighing up,
100 gold.
Pastries, latte fun, book.
Right, so mark it off your monies because you did get your 500.
100 gold.
So that's spent on things like books. You do a hefty donation to the temple of the Quill, the House of the Quill, so you can get access to their more detailed records and private records and things like that. Maybe you meet a couple of troubadours and bards in the taverns and ask them for stories, and they ask you for a little bit of money to for them to tell you the story. Cool. So this is all taking place in the first week. And maybe a little bit after the Votive Vault as well. But can you make a roll for me?
Yes.
And I would say, let's do this as a just straight intelligence roll with proficiency.
All right.
So, because you are a bard, so you're knowledgeable about these things.
-1, so +2.
So +2, and then I will give you a
15.
15. Give you another +1 because you spent 100 gold. Giving you a 16, and I will also allow you to spend a bardic inspiration on this because there's no reason why you wouldn't use a bardic inspiration on yourself, right? Makes sense.
6.
Oh,
22. Great roll.
22.
God damn.
I will give you 3 pieces of information about proto.
Marvelous.
Some of these are a bit long, so bear with me. The first thing you find
All right.
is
Soak it in, Rowan. Come on.
this is from the Tombs and Printing Company. This is a book. It'd probably be an excerpt from a series of newspaper articles in the Clarion, which were published about a year ago in Kelskaris. And they are the details of an investigator called Alia Moonflower, who travelled to the town of Emberford about a year ago on a vacation, on a holiday. And she ended up embroiled in an adventure that resulted in visiting a proto-magi vault in the mountains northeast of Emberford. Now, this adventure, she was accompanied by, a group of strangers, a pair of Dragonborn, a cleric of Abranor, a Nalanari treasure hunter, and a tiefling member of the Ecliptic Order. And they travelled into this place and found that it was a strange obelisk in some caves that led to a vertical shaft of shifting magical platforms. There were powerful guardians that nearly killed Alia, and at the top there was a strange device that seemed to be able to scan the area around and had knowledge about potentially other vaults in the area.
Limited.
Maybe it seemed that they were vaults connected to the same vault that she was in. Like it seemed to lead to others that were all part of some network of specific vault purpose. So not all of the vaults in the area, but at least it led to others, right? Yeah. This was about a year ago, and it ends with a kind of a sad note that one of the Dragonborn, a Dragonborn called Draxan, decided to remain behind and became obsessed with this device and was left there in the vault, refusing to leave.
Okay.
Yes.
That's what I want to dig in more of safety and fears around proto-magi and if they're affecting the world and people around them.
So there doesn't appear to be, like, you go through various other stories of vaults, and that doesn't seem to be a common thing. Like, in terms of danger to the world around them, some of them are, just by the nature of what a vault is. You know, there's stories of a vault where, I think I even told you, Kulo told you about it, where, like, all these machine men were just constantly spawning out of the vault until it was destroyed, until it was disabled, right? So there are threats to the world around them, but they're not, like, purposely some nefarious plan or something like that. And there doesn't seem to be like mind control involved or like people get like funny when they go inside them and stuff. There's no real reports of that.
Yeah, Rowan's basically looking for similar cases to his own where someone's gone in and has come out changed. And if there's anyone else out there...
You don't find any record of anything like that in this research, but what I would say is you would learn that in recent years, since the Empress's death, an unofficial, unsanctioned group has formed who see the vaults as thrilling adventures and avenues of vast wealth and prosperity. They call themselves the Locksmith League. They have a headquarters in Kalskaris, though most are said to be clueless, wealthy men and women who like to read books and pretend they are adventurers. This is kind of like your League of Explorers, like, you know, in England, where they'd sit around and be like, oh, yes, we can go here and discover this treasure. And then they don't really do much. Apparently that's what they are. But they might have more knowledge, right?
Cool.
The other thing,
funds to do it as well.
Yeah, and the funds to do it. The last piece of information you find is specific to Ashen Rest. And this is digging through the records in the House of the Quill in the local library. You pick up, and this is like Rowan like being quite studious and like really kind of going a bit detective mode. Yeah, headlamp on, like detective mode.
Reading.
You find
Both
that over the last few centuries, there is a pattern emerges where the Rust Whale Woods, which are north of Ashen's Rest, sort of every century or so, there are reports of strange lights and disappearances in that region. Guards and adventurers encounter a higher number of vault spawn for about 2 months whilst these things are happening. And then it goes quiet. And nobody bats an eyelid to it. Like, people brush it off as, like, a random event. But you notice that it keeps happening the same time about every sort of 80 to 90 years. And you kind of track it through these different reports, like guard reports and census data, and you kind of put it together. And you are led to believe that it is highly likely that these were occurring because a vault is appearing in that region, causing these events, and then vanishing out of existence and for a certain amount of time. And based on this knowledge, you think that, and you remember that you had a quest
I'm
to go up to Rustwell Woods, and there were strange lights and disappearances. And looking at the timing, you think that there's maybe about a month left. Based on the previous reports, there's maybe about a month left of that happening.
So there is currently an active vault in the Rustvale Woods.
That's what Rowan believes, right?
So that could be our next point.
I mean,
like, we still need to go there anyway.
So for the benefit
This
of
knowledge will die with me.
for the benefit of people not looking at the map,
It's really
the Rustvale
just
is
right
literally
beside
like
Ashen
2
Rest.
tiles away from us. Emberford is the opposite side of Pharos, which is the city south of us.
But it is on the way to the Suncrest Isles,
Emberford is.
which is where Wave meet, the city that
That's true, that
potentially
Gruff
Gruff
wants
might
to
want to
go
go to.
But the Rustvale is very, very... Well, the Rustvale
is-
Woods itself is actually pretty big.
Yeah.
but it's close.
And
to
I
us.
will, and this is maybe something as you encounter the events of the Volan Vault. Not all the vaults are almost always completely unique. So you have no idea what might be in this one that is in the Roswell Woods. It might be completely irrelevant to what Rowan and Xanthias need out of it, but there's a chance. But it's a
It's still
vault.
And if it.
Keep in mind, I had that was a DC 20 to learn that information.
Nice.
Oh.
Very
That's
cool.
valuable. It's good.
I'm trying to remember what, because that was also when we were discussing like the 3 quests that we were going to pick up or which one we were going to do. That was like the second, a very close second of like, let's go do that one.
Yeah.
So it's still active.
Well, it does mean it's been active for nearly a month with nobody perhaps doing anything about it. So
we
who
should
knows
probably
what's
go
happening.
soon.
Yeah. We should go have a look.
Might have been very different if you'd gone there like 3-4 weeks ago.
Well, yeah. We didn't know that things progressed.
No, you didn't. Of course not.
The Emberissa thing sounded much more.
Yeah.
And it absolutely would have. Imagine if you'd gone to that one like 4 weeks late.
Yeah.
What
He
might have
wouldn't
happened to
be there
Altheya or
anymore.
Sir Eldrak? Yeah.
True. Yeah.
Who was it who gave us all of those quests? Was it from a
Dame
bounty?
Cassandra.
It was
Dame
Cassandra, right?
yeah.
So we could, potentially do that again. That's exciting. That's
Very
interesting.
cool.
Is this under the presumption that Rowan has come back and
Are
is
you
like
gonna tell
telling all
us?
of us this, or is this
Nope.
like
I leave that to Rowan.
I don't tell you anything.
you don't tell me anything?
No, I would actually like a moment at some point of Rowan letting a little bit more information out.
Okay, this close to the end of the first part of the episode.
But obviously I couldn't do it right now. It'd have to be next time.
So I think Kim would like to be here maybe for that.
Of course.
So we can always maybe have that conversation when Kim's back. Right, with that, we are going to take a break here. In fact, yes, we'll take a break here and then we'll wrap in. We've got a few more things to go. There's a few more things that might happen in the downtime.
Yes.
But very exciting stuff, a little bit for everybody, I think, in the first half.
No, it's cool. It's nice to have some little character upgrades for everyone, and also just things that we can work on in the background to make ourselves better and stronger. And
An army.
That would
army,
Roswell, that makes it easier to decide what we want to do next. In
And
my opinion.
it's about like 2 days travel. Well, with the sort of like, you'll then have to explore the woods, which are dense terrain, but you can probably go there and be back in like a week and stuff like that.
we might be able to get an update on the quest. See if there's because there was meant to be a
that's true.
contact. I can't remember.
It was
now.
Dame Cassandra's
Maybe we
squire.
Right.
He was going to
talk
meet
to
you in a
them.
village up there.
So we might still be able to sort of just pick up this quest just a little bit further down the line than it was before.
What if something's happened to them?
It's okay. We're 2 levels higher than we were before.
True. Yeah, maybe. All right, with that, we'll take our first break, and we will see you in part 2. Take care. We'll see you
Nice.
then.
See you in a bit.
Welcome back to part 2 of Altheya, the Dragon Empire. Our heroes have been developing their downtime decisions. We have been building an arcane workshop, identifying magical celestial rods, carving a blackened wooden necrotic heart to empower some undead, and researching proto-magi vaults.
Hell yeah.
I would say that this sort of, over these 2 weeks, some of this stuff has taken place. Then we have the events of the live show, the Volant Vault.
Yes.
And then as we move into the second week, some interesting things happen. First of all, welcome to summertime, everybody, as we transition into the month of Red Mirth, which is sort of height of summer.
Okay.
It's in Draconic known as Kaldkiss.
month of red.
Red Mirth, or Kaldkiss if you're speaking in Draconic.
Okay.
As your sort of downtime is nearing its end, but as it does so, there is a festival taking place, a holy day festival. It's been a while because you were not in Ashen's Rest for St. Ambranor's Day, which was another little festival.
Damn it.
And the last one you were part of was the tournament, which I believe you got to be a participant in.
Participant.
Which would have been on the 1st of Bronze Glow, so basically, nearly a month ago now.
Yeah.
Or a Cauldron month, an Ilmarin month.
Yes.
But it is on the 2nd of Red Mirth, it is St. Tyfeen's Day.
Oh, my favourite, I presume.
So, well, it's up to you. The town of Ashen Rest is decorated and prepares for a 2-day holiday, a festival dedicated to the saint of love, home, family, and redemption. If one wishes to be fully accurate, love is both the sense of romantic love, but also physical love, if one wishes as well, as she is the former redeemed succubus who came to Altheya and redeemed herself. Yeah.
2 days. There's a weird musk in the air.
Weird musk in the air. It is, the place is decorated. Roses are like a common symbol. There are wreaths of roses hung up everywhere. Cauldrons love Saint Typheen's because it's very much about passion. So there's lots of reds and pinks and sort of, very sort of lovey-dovey kind of colours around in the air as well.
Is it Valentine's Day?
Sort of, but not quite, because it's also a celebration of like family and home and stuff as well. And redemption's a big one as well. But there's lots of fun to be had, and in a town like Ashen Rest, there is perhaps a bigger focus on the sort of commercialization of it.
Sure.
There are games and stalls all selling sorts of things that are going on, and things that if any of you wish to, you may participate in as well. It's also, you would notice that there are a larger amount of tieflings or tieflings in town, as Saint Typheen is the mother of all tieflings, and so they often come to the nearest settlement to pay pilgrimage. The House of the Rose, the bathhouse, is exceptionally busy during this time, and in fact the Reverend Mother and Dandeli are big proponents of the holiday and do a lot around the town, being involved in a lot of the events.
Okay.
Some little things that if any of you wish to, you can participate in. There is a very common game which is kind of set up throughout the town. It's called Maiden's Kiss, and it is a large wooden screen with a number of painted doors and windows on it. You pay a small, like it's a bronze coin, and you choose one of the windows or doors to open, and you place your cheek next to it as you open it, and if you pick the right window, then a person dressed as Saint Typheen will lean out, give you a little kiss on the cheek, and you normally get a little prize, a wreath of flowers or something like that. But the others have mild pranks. You might get like a sort of wet sponge in the face, or you might get like a tickle with a feather or something like that. But if you pick one of the windows contains the prude friar, who will slap your face and yell shame at you.
Nice.
And you see these are set up all over the place. It might even be like in the main centre, in the plaza of Ashen's Rest, the big plaza, it is Reverend Mother Aurella herself who plays the role of Saint Typheen, something she quite likes to do. But it might be on your street, on Redsteel Street, there might be one set up, and there might be you might have like somebody just before the festival come around and be like, would any of you like to play Saint Typheen for this year's for the game of Maiden's Kiss on the street? It's like a little, they come around asking for volunteers to participate in the festival.
What does that
we
entail?
we need somebody to play Saint Typheen, you'll basically be positioned behind a door, and then you move which one that you're behind, and as people guess, if they guess right, you give them a little peck on the cheek and you give them a gift. But we also need people to play the prude friar, who sort of slaps them around the face and yells shame at them. It's a little game. It's a fun little game for folks as they're visiting.
Gruff. Shame!
Yeah,
I was leaving with claw marks.
I think Gruff's like, oh no, I couldn't. I wouldn't possibly do that. I don't think.
Wait, can any of us be any of these roles?
Of course, yes. No, they're open to any genders.
Wow,
Anybody
whoever
wishes to play.
I couldn't slap anybody.
There is we have the costume that we provide, and so each little part of the city has their own version of this game, and it's normally like a community, like some seamstress has made the outfit, and there's like fake horns that you put on and like a wig and everything else, and things like that, and they have different versions of it and stuff. The Prude Fire has like a monk's robe with it's very austere with a belt and a little cap with like a fake bald spot and a wig around it.
Well, I think that sounds like delightful fun. I'd like to have a go.
Oh, well, we would be honoured if you would. Absolutely, it's probably Maeve who's organising it for the street.
Oh, nice.
And so we'd absolutely love to if you could do that, Sister Ophelia. Would you like to be Saint Typheen?
Yes, please.
Of course, yeah, absolutely. But no problem at all. I think the old man across the street, the cobbler, he said he's happy to play the friar, but if anybody else wants to, he's more than happy for someone else to do it.
You must be a friar.
I couldn't slap people. It just feels mean.
Well, it's a little light slap and a bit of fun, but it's up to you, Rowan. If you don't feel comfortable
I'm
doing
okay,
it.
thank you.
That's all right. No
I
problem.
think no matter how you dress me up, if someone opened the door to this, they'd think it was Saint Tyfeen.
Maybe. Yeah, sure, absolutely.
The fucking eek.
Would any of you like to help with the pranks? We do need at least one other person who's like helps with the pranks. It's you give a little tickle with a feather, or a wet flannel in the face, or sometimes you hold up a little stink bottle and you give them a whiff.
Sounds fun.
Sort of, we need like 3 people in total. But if none of you want to do it, that's fine. We've got other people we can get in. It's not a problem.
Wet flannel. Saint Tyfeen.
No, not me. I can smack someone. Is that what you're asking?
Sure, it's up to you guys.
Or be the
Are you
troll.
volunteering for
Or
the
would
prank?
any of you like to go and play the game elsewhere in the city? Because this is going on around
Oh,
the
I'd
place.
certainly be playing.
I
the
think
game.
Yeah, sure.
going around playing it. Yes.
Okay, great.
I think faith is on our side.
Okay.
Faith
So
is on our side.
Ophelia, you spend for the most of the festival, there are you do it in shifts basically, but you play Saint Tyfeen and when the game's set up, and pretty much most of the local residents in this part of the town come along and it's set up outside the new inn and everyone's like, oh, what's going to happen with that? Is it open for people are trying to see what's going on? The big board is set up outside Tyrea's Rest, and it's decorated. It looks like a big meadowy field, and each of the doors are flowers basically, and there's 8 of them, and they pick a door, and you get throughout the day you get people that come up and they guess right, and you lean out and a little peck on the cheek and you give them a little rose garland.
Can
and stuff.
Ophelia occasionally just forget herself and go for a neck?
And then last minute and they're like oh okay, and then they move on. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It gets dangerously close. I'll spend a fate point actually.
Woozy, Tyfeen bless me.
I'll spend a fate point, and at one point, maybe Gruff is there and has to be Ophelia, because he sees you go, and it's "Ugh," and then you're "Ugh." And the person is quite scared by you doing this. Those of you who are helping, you're kind of hidden behind this screen, and it's Ophelia, the old man cobbler from across the street. He's playing the front. He does a brilliant job of it, by the way. He as soon as somebody gets it, he's shame! He gives them a proper slap. He bellows it, and he'll cackle. He's as soon as the door closes, he's laughing away.
That's very good.
I love it. It was my favourite band. I love it.
You've thrown yourself into it.
I love it. It's good fun. But the 3 of you also, when people guess wrong, you've got a hand and your little tickle with a feather. He's got a wet sponge and he wets their face or whatever.
Amazing.
It's a little fun game. Those of you who want to play,
Children walking away from this with bruises.
children aren't. Children don't get. They just get the shame.
Okay.
They don't get a slap. Those of you who want to play can roll a D8 for me. And I will roll a D8, and if it matches mine, you get the right door.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
6. You open it up, Rowan, and this is I'm assuming you go to the main plaza one where Reverend Aurelia is doing it, and behind it you see a very stern-faced, what's his name? One of the dwarf blacksmiths, dressed as the friar. Shame! And he gives you a slap around the face. Everyone sort of laughs, has a bit of a giggle.
It's funny, is it?
Yeah, if I roll a 1 and you don't roll a 1, then you get the friar, basically. So yeah, you get the shame, unfortunately, Rowan, as you play the game.
Oh, poor Rowan. Better luck next time.
How about Xanthias?
A 3.
A 3. Xanthias opens the door, and there she is in her fake horns. Reverend Mother Aurella. Oh, hello, my child. Mwah, and gives you a kiss on the cheek. And then on your Anakin Skywalker haircut, places a lovely wreath of little flowers, roses.
He's got a flower crown.
And just have a little flower crown on.
I love this festival every year.
What about, does Daisy participate?
No, Daisy's looking for the snack stands.
Snack stands, yeah, there are. It's very. So here it would be chocolate dipped fruit would be like the thing that's like the festival kind of food. So there are all these vats, and they've imported chocolate from the Suncrest Isles, and there are these big vats, and it's like strawberries and bananas and like, you know, lovely little fruits, great, you know, lovely sort of stuff, and it's very sweets heavy. Happily make yourself, you know, just stuff yourself on all the lovely treats
That's
and
pretty
things
much
like
what
that
she's
as well.
And when she's just sitting munching on fruit, when Rowan gets that, oh, it's okay, Rowan.
I thought that was the one.
I know, it's okay.
You got shamed, bro.
Shame.
you have, like-
At least it wasn't the guy at Tyfeen's Rest.
Yeah.
He really goes for it.
He really goes.
It's like blacksmith, like soot-covered hands. You've just got this.
There's definitely like leaves a little imprint on it. Other things you could do, just these are little silly things, but there is also throughout the town for the next 2 days, there are regular poetry contests. So at the taverns and things like that, people do little poetry nights. It's often done as a little bit of a performance as well. The idea is that normally it's like you do like a love poem to like somebody in the audience as if they're your love. You confess your love by reading a poem and stuff like that. Anybody who wishes to participate in that could just make a performance check if you wish to participate.
Do some slam poetry.
Rowan, you could write about the rock.
You love.
You love the rock so much, Rowan.
I could wing it, couldn't I?
Yeah.
Well, your, your song is almost finished, right?
No, I've got 2 words.
Yeah.
2 words. We spoke about the moss. We spoke about all the little rocks and the
I
big
haven't
rock.
worked out how to integrate the moss yet.
Well, okay, all right, but I think you'll do wonderfully. Your story's always so good.
I'll give it a go. Either way, I'll let the lute play.
Well, sure.
Yeah.
All right. What a performance check here?
Performance, yep, just straight up performance.
10 plus 9. 19.
Wow. Oh my God.
Yeah, like this, like, you know, there's people weep. This beautiful
I play
poet.
mostly a song.
Yeah.
And at the end,
Just little.
my rock.
And you probably, and it's in the tradition of it, like you single out maybe like a dwarf in the crowd who's got like very prominent earth skin of some glorious like quartz or something like that, and you go kind of get on one knee and sort of like bow to them and stuff. My rock. And then there are just people like so poignant.
People like
with only
analysing
2
this.
and he said so much. And like,
Daisy's standing at the back of the room with the smaller rock going like this.
like Rowan's eyes are like looking at that rock.
Actually looking at that.
But there are people like analysing it like, you are my rock.
That's it. Like they represent
so
his
much.
stability and like who he relies on. It's so multi-leveled, and like they really like overanalyze it.
I think I like my rock.
Another festival event that might interest Ophelia and Xanthias is an event called the Walk of the Roses, which is a cauldron specialty. Each day of the festival at the House of the Rose, a special fashion show is prepared. Each day there is a different theme, and a panel of judges decide on the winners. Each winner gets a small prize. The judges are Reverend Mother Aurella, Nixa Mist from Mystique, and there's also a lottery that's won through the guilds, and so you have this like real country piece of straw out of their mouth, like Carpenter's like, don't know much, but I'll do my best. And like, they're like that, and they got a pair of leather overalls on, and they're like, I'm here, I'm to do my judging.
Have I, because there was an entire week like before this festival, have I preemptively been back to Mystiques to...
Sure, let's flash back to that.
Well, because I...
No, Tom. Let's flash back to that. So you go to Mystiques, and you turn up on your invitation.
I was meant to at some point.
Yeah, you said it was an option. It was an option for you. Yeah, you go to Mystiques, and you make your way in, and as usual, you know, there's not many customers in, if any, and out of the shadows, Nixa Mist appears.
Oh, it's a different corner this time.
Mr. Xanthias.
Yes, Nixa.
Are you here to make good on my offer of a
Well, if you were
wardrobe?
offering some new outfits and adventuring gear for me, then absolutely, I won't
Of course.
turn that down.
But this is a bespoke service, sir. I will need to take your measurements. We need to discuss styles and colours and everything else. Do you have, this will maybe take an hour or perhaps an hour and a half.
For measurements, I think I might have them if you want them.
No. This is a bespoke service, sir. Please, this is part of what is done.
Okay. How, what are we talking, just torso, leg length.
Oh, follow, please, come with me.
Okay, all right.
It takes you out back of the storefront into what is clearly a beautiful workshop, just rendered, fine cloth, bolts of cloth, a sewing contraption, like a kind of pedal wheel-based sewing machine, haberdashery like mannequins and, things for making hats and millinery and stuff like that. Draws a long tape measure off of a rack, gets like pins that puts them in their scales, doesn't need to use their mouth, just puts the pins directly into the scales and things like that.
Wow, look at all these works of progress. Who are these for?
Oh, various customers. I don't just work for people here in Ashen Rest. I deal with many clients in Calscaris and Feros and many other places. I'm quite a connected connoisseur, quite kind of connected tailor.
Okay.
And he kind of wraps the tape measure around your waist.
I guess we're going.
And begins sort of taking notes. As he does, Nixa will sort of begin us. Forgive me saying, Mrs. Xanthias, having quite a renowned figure in here. Where are you from? Are you from Cauldra?
Oh, he's digging.
Where am I from? Cauldra? Well, I guess I lived in Cauldra, in a village in Rust End, not too far from here. I'm sure you've heard of it.
I believe I have, quite on the outskirts, near Gildai.
Near Gildai, yes.
If you don't mind me asking, obviously you are a gold, rather resplendent dragonborn.
Well,
do you have family in Gildai?
Oh, yes, I suppose I don't know too much about my family. I'm sure you understand.
Oh, of course. I wouldn't mean to pry. No, of course not. No. Begins taking different measurements and things like that. And what brought you to Ashen Rest in the first place?
Oh, well, I was traveling with, obviously, my companions, the heroes of Ashen's Rest. We were traveling here after an incident in Burnell. Which
Burnell is quite to the north, isn't it?
Quite to the north, yes. But
did you travel from Rust End to Burnell, or were you coming from somewhere else?
I was traveling. I was on a journey to Calscaris to see the sights of the great city.
It is a wonderful place.
It
I
is.
must admit, I love to visit it as often as I can.
An incredible place. I was traveling back from there and ended up in Burnell, and that's when I encountered...
You met your companions there?
Yes, in Burnell, yes.
Oh, wonderful. And you had some sort of adventure there, perhaps?
Events occurred.
Yes, an incident.
Yes, well, yes.
I'm sure you get up to many such things.
Yep. Wonderful weather we're having.
Yes, it's lovely to get into the summer months. Really get away from that frightful rainy spring. I despise
with all the heat.
Yes.
Yes, and okay.
Inside leg seam, kind of.
Right.
How wary does Xanthias get when he moves to take chest measurements?
I am almost trying to get to a point where I'm like, are you sure I couldn't just take the measurements myself? I have them recorded from all of the previous outfits that I've bought in the past, and I don't imagine much has changed.
Oh, well, if you don't mind me saying so, you don't have a tailor's eye for these things. Just the slightest variance can make all the difference in the fit. No, I must insist I take them.
Okay, well, I have to make you aware that in our recent adventures, I did unfortunately sustain quite the injury to my chest, so it's quite sore. Quite sore there.
Give me a deception.
I can absolutely make a deception check.
His fate.
We do have a fate. No, this is before. So I can't use fate.
Yes.
That's right. I can.
I do
I'm gonna spend a point of fate. So if you'd like, you can now spend a point, because I'm going to spend a point of fate to add it
and
to
that would
an
burn one
insight
out.
check, and then that would burn the 2 out.
Yes, I think I will.
Okay.
Use a fate, but I do also have a +6, which is new. I have. I now have a proficiency in deception thanks to the new update. 23.
23. Of course, I wouldn't want to put you in any form of discomfort, Mrs. Xanthias. Well, why don't you, and he'll hand you the tape measure, just for the chest measurements.
Absolutely, of
and
course.
I'll make my recommendation. So he lets you do the chest measurement yourself, and you're very careful to avoid certain areas. And
Maybe add a couple of centimeters.
Yeah, he does. He's just like, yep, and he'll take that down. And then he takes the tape measure back and does your arms and like round your neck and things like that. The whole process maybe takes sort of like 30 minutes because he's very meticulous. And then he brings over different bolts of cloth and colours. He's like, now what are we thinking in terms of colour, Mr. Zen?
I think this entire process, I would be talking like the whole spectrum of colours. Where I'm like, maybe the purple would look good on me, but then the yellow scales and the golden scales, that doesn't quite work with purple. And
Purple and
possibly
gold
some
can be
green.
quite complementary, but it needs to be done in the right way. There's like this conversation of like,
Yeah.
it kind of returns to the fashion and things like that.
I think I would talk through the entire wheel until I eventually just get down to, I kind of like what I have.
Yeah, the black and gold and the
Yeah.
browns and stuff. And like, Nixa is like working on that. Nixa would like, as this conversation is going on, would be like, you said you were visiting Kelskaris. Were you there for long?
Not too long, unfortunately. No,
Just
I had
seeing
to-
the sight.
Just seeing the sights and
Deception check.
yep, yep.
I will spend a fate, by the way, so you will gain a fate.
I'm going to burn all of our fate away.
Yep, so that burns two more fate.
I think there is definitely. I mean, I'm deceptioning it, obviously, but like there is a clear uncomfortable when talking.
Nervousness.
Yeah. I'm being very vague with the descriptions, I suppose. That is 18.
18. Yes, just seen the sights. What a beautiful city. I do love to visit it as often as I
Have
can.
you go there often?
Yes, I have many clients, many of the wealthy merchants and some of the socialites like my style, shall we say.
Right. Yeah.
so
Speaking
yes.
of style,
Yes.
the new the festival's coming up. Are you going to be? I'm
I'm
like changing
going
the
to-
conversation.
It's like swiftly moving on, and like Mix is like, yes, I'll be one of the judges, and St. Tyfeen's Day is one of my favourites. I do so look forward to it. A bit of a devotee myself.
Ah, yes.
And sort of, the conversation like goes back onto that.
Yeah, yeah. I try and rotate
Conversation
it
in that
quickly.
way. The last thing before you finish up,
Sure.
as like the final like finishing touches, like, are we going to have a hat or a scarf, like accessorizing things
Never
like that?
considered a hat.
Your
lady.
Now, I'm pretty sure that Xanthius has formally said his surname in the greater context of Ashen's Rest. Right? He's introduced himself as Xanthius Oregon on multiple occasions.
I think I consistently try. I think I said Oregon to this person,
I think you have.
but I normally try to just say Xanthius. I'm
So
pretty
you
sure this
would,
person is
you
aware.
would, Nixo would be like, if I may be so bold, your family name, Oregon, I'm sure that is quite a prevalent draconic family.
Oh, is it? Well,
Not close, then.
not close. No, like I said, raised and grew up in Rust End, in Cauldron, almost through and through.
Yes, yes.
Ignoring the colouring of the scales, of course.
Yeah. This isn't quite a deception check, but can you give me a persuasion check to sort of, you're kind of deflecting.
Yeah. Oh, are they? Who? Or a what?
Never heard of it in my life.
That's a hard natural one.
Natural one, okay.
For a 7 total, but
Nix is just like, oh, yes, of course, yes. I mean, sometimes we're, us Dragonborn, I know that sometimes our families are a little bit of a sore point, but I can't help but my curiosity in it. I'm not particularly close with my own family. you
I'm
see.
sorry to hear that.
No, it is absolutely all right. I've made myself I've made my own Dragonborn self.
Well, such talents as these? I mean, this is feeling already splendid. Change conversation as fast as possible.
And that's kind of like the last thing, right?
Yeah.
You get given this lovely new outfit. It's custom made for you, very much reminiscent of your old clothes, but the level of like quality is significantly better. Like before, you did the best you could with the sort of cheaper peasant clothing.
It was like, a thrown together adventure.
It was like plain cotton. It was like, linens. This is now like rich fabrics. This is the gold is like properly embroidered, little flourishes here and there.
Yeah.
Little extra touches. Just to like add to it, like a pair of fine leather boots, like perfectly measured. Everything's like cut for your tail and everything else like perfectly. Maybe like even like a little piece of jewelry to go on the tail, like little optional extras if you fancied them. And as you're kind of leaving, well, it has been an absolute pleasure getting to know you a bit more, Xanthian.
And I thank you very much for that. This feels so,
I'm so
just
glad.
wonderful.
I'm so glad.
Am I getting backups?
Yes, I can have a few. I can have at least, let us say, 2 more made.
2 more. That is very useful because I have a way of.
And you are staying. You and your companions have acquired the inn in the southern part
In
of the city.
Tyrea's Rest on
Yes.
Red Steel
Street.
Street.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the one.
Well, I do hope that you will recover from your injury.
Oh, thank you. It's getting better.
Good. Well, pleasure to see you, Mrs. Altheya.
And you?
And you go about your way. As we flash back to...
better.
Well, as an adventuring injury would.
Oh, one last thing before that flashback ends. And I know that it's not going to be great, but there's always the chance you roll a 20. Can you make a perception check for me, please?
Oh my god.
Watch him fucking roll a nat 20 on this,
Yeah.
though, now. Watch this happen.
-2, watch this drive. Oh, and it's 18.
18, so it goes down to a 16.
Not terrible.
Thank you once
considering.
again. Nick's up. Nick, what
16. 16. You don't catch the full detail of this, but as you're leaving, Nix reaches out and shakes your hand. And they're like a dragon monster, it's like a fully clawed, scaled hand, but they'll be like, a pleasure. And they shake your hand. It's at the last minute as they're pulling their hand back. You can see they're wearing like a signet ring. And something in your memory's like, I recognize that. But you don't see the symbol or anything on it. You just see this ring and you're like, that looks really familiar. And then it's gone. He's back in the shop.
I pick up my bags.
Yep. It's like proper Gucci, like Louis Vuitton bags, like, beautifully done.
Get out of the way, peasants. I've got shopping.
And you make your way back. So yeah, we cut back to this now, this fashion show that you guys are potentially participating in. If you wish to, so this is either you can do this as a straight charisma roll, or you can do it as a more creative intelligence roll. It's like the creativity of like your fashion, or it can be a charisma roll. See how well you wear it, and then you have to tell me what you're wearing and how what you do on the little runway walk. Basically, anyone can participate if you wish.
Oh man,
go on.
So I think Ophelia would probably wear like her ceremonial robes, but like. Oh, man, but yeah, she would like almost like embrace like that priestess like prayer style and like just like go full just vibe, just
This is like Ossian.
full Ossian
Priestess, like everything.
spooky vibe.
Veil,
on.
like hiding the eyes but leaving like the dark red lips and like the flowing robes of black lace, maybe like a skull in one hand, like coming out like looking like the absolute blood queen of death.
Yes.
are you going with Percival as well?
Percival, yeah, he could be. He like holding my train back, like.
So that you have this hooded monk like holding your thing back. It makes a statement for sure. So give me a roll. This would be either straight charisma or straight intelligence.
Charisma or intelligence? Stuck in sleep. Charisma. That is 8.
8, okay. I think that it looks fabulous. It's terrifying. Like people are just like intimidated by it. Like people are, and like the Reverend Mother Aurella is just like, yes, quite lovely. But you can see she's like, oh my god, it's like it's like a wraith has come out of like life. Like your pale skin, your gaunt features. It's scary as hell. Kids start crying. Like there are like literally kids crying in like the audience. Like, mommy, she's scaring me.
He's sitting on the side going, too much death. Ophelia, it's giving death. Death.
But you look fabulous, and like maybe like there's a few people in the audience like Teresa and maybe Vraxis Gell who are like good. Like they're like nodding their heads like great. Yeah. All the edgelords, like there's a couple of goth teenagers in the back and they're like, oh my god, like she's so cool.
Behold the beauty of the House of Blood.
Yeah, but there's definitely a whole thing. You do the whole you do the voguing at the end. What is anybody else joining? What would you?
I am tempted to say that Xanthias's cockiness, he would just go up in his regular
clothes. Yeah, the new outfit. From
like it's
Nixon.
just the cauldron Gildeye fusion.
Yeah. I like that.
I just go out like that.
Yeah.
Maybe I borrow Ophelia's sunglasses.
Yeah, okay.
Be careful with them.
Oh, of course
Very
I
precious.
will.
Don't break them.
Of course I will.
Straight charisma roll or intelligence?
Straight charisma roll. Here we go. Yas Queen Slay. Natural 20.
rude.
I was going to roll for the other contestants, but I'm not going to bother now. Yes, Queen Slay. It is like, I like to imagine that you use like magic to have like spotlights come on you. Like there's a pause. All the music and the lights in the temple go dim. This single spotlight appears on Xanthias in his sunglasses. Dun, 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 like struts down the runway, vogues it, full on Zoolander, like blue steel, and then just walks back.
Sake.
Literally, there are like a couple of men and women who faint. Like they're just like, and then they just go down. Like they are just totally like, whoa. There's like a standing ovation. Like everyone is
I
just.
fucking hate that you did that. I hate that.
It is like, yeah, like this is the highlight of the weekend. Like no, like this is like the thing. Like, and this is like there's like somebody from the Clarion newspaper writing this down. Like, oh my god, like they come up to you afterwards like, Mr. Oregon, can we take a sketch of you?
We don't have time.
Oh, it's for the Clarion newspaper, so just a quick
Clarion,
sketch.
you say? Well,
they speed draw you basically.
this is my best side. Just kidding. There's no bad side.
She's like in the corner, just like.
One of the I hate to rub it in for Ophelia. One of the people in attendance is Ilana Vidante, and just like. She sees you and there's like a slight interest and a sort of kind of like cooling of emotions, but then seeing Xanthias and it's just like she is just enamored by Xanthias.
Bad news. She's bad news. You don't fucking do anything to her. You don't say anything to her.
Is that a feeling? I can't hear you over all the fans.
Like as you like.
I'm going back to my shrine.
He's got the flower crown on that he won. Like it's Xanthias' best weekend ever, basically.
Kill me now. Kill me now.
But
Make me.
you are given a prize, Xanthias, and it is a full spa treatment, complimentary at the House of the Rose. Exfoliation, like massage, like it is the whole package.
Wait, is the full like
free.
Saint Tyfeen? Is that like a even better service than normal?
Yeah, this is like the top level, like the best of the best. It's a full pampering.
I'm afraid my week is all booked up.
I've got appearances now. But yeah, though I'm sure. Unfortunately, Kim's not here. There is like a tournament that goes on, and I'm sure that Gruff would want to go and watch the Knights fight and things like that. The tournament of St. Typheen's Day though is a little bit special. There's probably a reason why Gruff doesn't participate in it because it is a tournament of love. So this is like knights who are either in love with each other, face off in like a lovers kind of rivals match kind of thing, or it's like they a couple of knights who love the same person are like, no, I will win their honor, and like they do this kind of thing. There's a theme of like love based around it. So or it's like a knight who wants to announce like a proposal, like who wants to propose. They would do it as part of the tournament basically. So maybe it explains why maybe Gruff doesn't necessarily take part in this one.
He gets up and he proposes that Zan stop being a little shit.
He's gonna be so smug for a long time.
Yeah. That's,
Ophelia, thank you for these, by
I'm already gone. You get lost.
Okay, all right. Guess I'll just keep these.
No, give them back.
Oh, you want them? Okay. Thank you for your assistance, darling.
Ophelia just scowls like she's pissed. Like you see like just hate burning in her eyes.
Rowan, I'm sensing a lot of tension in that house right now.
This was so exciting. I know him, by the way. I can take questions.
Somebody comes up to you. Is he single?
Yeah. He works at Tyrea's Rest with me. He's my best friend.
Okay, good to know. The name of Tyrea's Rest. If like Rowan's going around telling people like, I know him, we own Tyrea's Rest.
Yeah.
Maybe that will have an effect in the future as you get people that want to come in for custom.
They're not printing my full name, are they?
Oh yeah. Tom, you posed for a sketch for the empire-wide paper.
But I'm telling them just my name is just Xanthias.
Well, I think that enough people probably know. Like, people start asking, who is this? Or it's like, who is this gold dragonborn, Xanthias? Picture of
Blessing
Xanthias.
from Gildeye. Oh no.
Taylor says he's from Rust End.
There's a lot of this going on. You might think that nat 20s, they're great. Sometimes the consequences come with them as well. They're great for the story. Yes, so the St. Typheen's Day, St. Typheen's holiday comes to an end, and the festival ends, and you guys go back to all your various downtime activities that you've been slowly working on. At some point during this time as well, you have some visitors to Tyrea's Rest. You are all maybe in the inn working on your various things. Daisy's painting.
If you're looking for Xanthias, he's not here.
Daisy opens the door. You open the door and say that, Daisy, and then realize that you are staring into the face of two figures. One is quite tall and imposing. The other is a little bit more hunched and sickly looking. As
If I spoil them,
Sister
I'll go,
Malady.
oh, hi.
Sister Malady and Sister Benedicta of the Ecliptic Order Malady will say, has young Xanthias' little brush with fame been causing some difficulties?
Yeah, maybe don't mention it to Ophelia because she gets real angry.
Benedicta will say, really?
This day's getting so much worse.
Malady, we wanted to come by as I have recovered from my condition, and I wish to come and speak with you all if you are all present. Just a little gathering, a litch catch-up.
Come in. The inn is in a much better state now.
Yes. The spirit, I am no longer sensing an necrotic energy.
No.
The spirit has been laid to rest then.
Gone now.
Marvellous.
No details.
Benedicta
Gone
is
now.
like, like scanning around like, that's okay. Like looking around. Malady kind of makes her way in, sits down at one of the lovely, probably sits near the fire actually. Like, I actually know it's summer, there wouldn't be a fire going at this time of the day. Like, just finds like a corner with like the window, sunlight coming in, sort of relaxes her shoulders a little bit. And yeah, like says like, I would love to speak with everyone if they're available.
I'm just now coming down the stairs from the third floor, or the top floor, humming the song that was playing as I went down the thing. Obviously, I'm going past Ophelia's room humming this. I'm not doing it on purpose.
This was like a couple of days ago, maybe like this will happen. Like,
Xanthias, I swear by
What's
the
wrong?
Great Father, if you keep humming that song one more time,
It's just so catchy. It's just gotten it's really stuck in
really
there.
not catchy to me anymore, Xanthias.
Really? I'm enjoying it. Okay. Well, maybe next
Also,
time.
when are those girls going to stop showing up to the
We have
house?
company!
Oh, do we?
Sorry about that.
Who's here? Oh, welcome.
hello again. Hello, everyone.
Hello?
Hello. I thought you were headed for Calscaris.
No, we said that we would be remaining in Ashen's Rest for some time, keeping an eye
Yep.
on things.
No, I recall.
As we have been waiting for a new deacon of the Bright Shadow Cathedral. I have been fulfilling some of the role in that time, but a new deacon has arrived and will be taking over that responsibility at Bright Shadow Cathedral. So my sister and I will be returning to Calscaris shortly, which is
see.
why we wanted to come and speak with you all. I have a rather pertinent question. A week or so ago now, on St. Abranor's Day, a few days before you all returned to Ashen Rest, Lady Emberissa and Lord Obsidius made a rather hasty departure from the city. I was led to believe that you were embarking on some investigations in the Ash Hill. I would like to know if there was discovered anything of import, or anything that of great concern. Something that my sister and I should know about, or you would like some assistance or advice upon.
Well, I mean, we could. We just gathered everyone up. And
Is that
we
a
could
week
talk
ago
about,
now?
It was,
Wow.
it was,
been a week.
It's been
It was so quick.
so much has happened.
So much
has happened.
Did I leave my rock up? I left my rock upstairs, I think.
You might have done.
I'll be right back.
We
I
also need to
imagine
go get
Gruff
Gruff.
would tell them pretty much that.
Let's say for the sake of argument that Gruff is out and about when this happens. Gruff's on some business.
Yes.
So that you don't have that.
Well, Daisy would know from seeing.
You would know that Gruff, yeah.
The basically would tell the extent that we told the Duke.
Okay.
But we
Well, I
wouldn't
think we-
there was something.
Yeah.
But
Don't go into too much detail.
I mean,
Yeah.
above the table, I recall us basically, maybe I'm wrong in this, for me, I was like kind of trusting of these two already, right? We know they're part of the Ecliptic Order, but I don't remember us ever really being suspicious of them. Plus, we literally saved their lives.
Yeah. I think Maladine knows your deal.
Yes.
they're probably going to find
100%.
out about
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
anyway.
So
I don't know if,
chill.
yeah.
They
I don't
helped
know if
us
you wanna
with the
elaborate.
curse as well.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think we necessarily have hidden anything from them before.
yeah.
Or have felt any ill effects of telling them stuff. So I'm not hugely like suspicious of them.
Sure.
Daisy
But
will
it's
tell
been a
them
while
lots of
since I've spoken to them, which is why I'm asking.
Sure. Interesting. A cult invested in crown steel.
Now, to make it really clear,
Yes, Rowan.
I've got my rock now. We've not told the Duke and other dragons the full story.
Very wise of you.
Yes, so we'd very much appreciate and respect your secrecy on such sensitive matters such as crown steel.
Benedict sort of folds her arms. I am not the investigator like my sister is, but does Obsidius know?
Yes,
What? Yes.
he's very much aware.
Why do you ask that question specifically?
We know that Duke Ignarius has a hatred for crown steel. Lady Emberissa, we are uncertain of, but she has shown no great interest in magical power. Political power, but not magical. She looks down to Malady. Lord Obsidius Ignarum has been a concern of mine for a while. I'm not saying that the noble Draconic Lord has done anything or would do anything, but we of the Ecliptic Order are very aware of how magical power of any form can be very dangerous in the wrong hands, and that many see some blood splatter on her hand. She begins wiping it away with a handkerchief. Many who seek the path of good intentions find themselves in the pits of the Hellion. People who seek to do good are often those who are so easily led astray. Xanthias?
Mm-hmm.
Was there much crown steel in this place where this cult was?
Sorry. A pile. I'd say. I mean, I don't know how big the pile. How big was the pile?
Pretty big.
Yeah.
And you left it there?
It was. I believe we tried to discard of as much as possible, as best. Well, I went nowhere near it at that time, but mostly lesser quality crown steel than most we've encountered before.
We did suggest that someone go with Obsidius if he was to go anywhere near it, because I did think the same.
And this other dragon, Lady Verithera, the green dragon, she was going to be in attendance as well.
She wanted nothing to do with it. She was very strong, actually. She created a little bit of a pouch within her form
Truly?
so that she didn't consume any, and she could just throw it up, and she's very good.
Very thoughtful. Quite clever.
Yes.
This is good for us to know. She looks up at Benedicta. Benedicta nods. You need not fear. This is information I will not discuss openly or share with anyone else, but it is good to know. I will have someone sent along to keep an eye on Lord Obsidius.
I think that's a good idea.
Yes.
Lady Amberissa is very much occupied with other matters and didn't seem to want to interfere with anything, but Lord Obsidius was very keen to be involved.
I recognize that in my pursuits, I can be. Benedicta just says paranoid. Malady sort of smirks. One way of putting it, sister. But I fear that with dragons and crown steel, like the planar powers, one cannot be too careful. There are many dangers in this world. But thank you for telling me. I'm glad that we have established this trust between us.
Yes, well, you've helped us before. We've helped you before.
Yes. I owe you my life, in fact.
Are there any other members of this Ecliptic Order? You said you were to send someone
many.
with them.
Yes, the Ecliptic Order is a small part of the greater Sionist Church, but there are agents of the Ecliptic Order all over Elmera. There are those of us who are more tailored to investigation, more tailored to battle, like my sister. And then there are those who are more clandestine. I will send a junior who is more specialized in espionage, just to keep an eye on the noble draconic lord.
And it's one of those you were going to send with Obsidius to this
I think that if
location.
it is likely that Obsidius will have guards, or at least someone there with them, I'm sure that we could have someone infiltrate such a unit to keep an eye on them.
Okay, a good plan. Yes, Obsidius, I believe he will be smart enough to stay away from this pile of crown steel, but when he saw mine, there was a lure that he was able to resist, but even just mine on its own was enough to shift his perspective just a touch. I trust in him to at least stay away from crown steel.
Why?
That's a good question.
That's why
Because I know the effects that crown steel has. It wouldn't be
you.
so easy to hide if it was affecting him. I believe, at least. Maybe it's different for a dragonborn like him, but don't twist my mind. I already don't like the guy.
I'm not trying to twist anyone's mind. I was curious as to the sudden departure of the dragons. It was in the middle of a festival, and Amberissa was very panicked with whatever it was that drew her and Obsidius away. You arrived a few days later. I knew that you had been intended to head to the Ash Hills. I made my connections. But Obsidius has always been interested in arcane power. That is what causes me some concern. Crown steel, even when it is not consumed by a dragon, has enhancing properties for magic. If what you say is true, even if it is of low quality, such a vast amount would be difficult and dangerous. But this is beyond the point. You have returned and you have passed this information on. Perhaps it is out of your hands now.
We like to hope.
But we did say that we were willing to help if we need to help again to solve the issue, then
Perhaps
we'll
the time will come.
assist.
Perhaps the time will come. But even if my worst fears were to come true, I do not believe the Lord Obsidius to be foolish enough to do anything reckless now. He will bide his time.
The Blackwing did say he was ambitious.
Yeah. That would be... you are familiar with the Red Dragons of Caldra. Passionate. Pride is their attribute, common amongst all red dragons. With black dragons, ambition is quite prevalent. They are ambitious.
So potent combination then.
Yeah, quite. Still, I'm not here to be some foreteller of doom. Just merely wish to gather my thoughts. Still, we will be leaving soon. Is there anything my sister and I can do in assistance to any of you?
Well, I guess we are still trying to figure out our next steps, but is this after Rowan's been speaking about the vaults at least to us, or is it still you want to hold off on that?
Because the festival's happened, it would have
Distracted Rowan, maybe.
distracted him for
Okay.
a bit.
Yeah.
It's not happened yet.
Yeah.
Yes,
guess.
there are potentially plans to maybe go to Kelskaris, maybe to head south instead. We're not quite sure yet.
Gruff is going on a nightly pilgrimage,
Ah.
so we
Benedict nods. It's like, oh yeah, good.
so we might go along and help with that. But there are some other maybe concerns that we need to talk to. What's the name?
Cassandra?
Cassandra. Dame Cassandra, about before we decide what to pursue.
Very well. Well, as I said, my sister and I will be traveling back to Kelskaris to our order to report on our findings here and such things as well.
Well, if we do end up in Kelskaris, then we'll be sure to at least try and send word to you.
Please do. You have... think of me as... I worry. I concern myself. I do not wish to see you led astray by the wrong forces.
Kind of looks at Ophelia, smiles, and then looks around at the rest. Looks at Daisy, looks at Xanthias. Doesn't necessarily look at Gruff and Rowan so much in the same way.
But I will forever be grateful for your efforts during the attack and for your continued honesty with me. And I hope that I will reciprocate it should you have any questions. Please do not feel that you must be coy. If there is anything you wish to ask, or a favor, or a way that we can repay you, I'm more than happy to provide it.
Just happy you're doing better.
Thank you. My illness is one I have lived with since I was a child, but using vast amounts of magic can make it worse temporarily. But it is the price that must be paid. Well,
Yeah, I mean, I do want to know more about the Ecliptic Order and stuff like that, but I don't know if we hold off on that one for a bit or...
It's up to you.
Maybe. What exactly will you be reporting when you get back to Kelskaris?
we will report on the event with the Lamplighters. Such a dramatic demonic incursion. I'm already having sending spells requesting my updates upon it. I've been limited in my responses. There is a matter of my sister wishes to speak of miracles that she witnessed. Looks at Daisy. But I think that perhaps such a talented sorceress would be able to manifest such powers.
Yes. That would be great. Because
Smiles.
really, we don't wish any ill on anyone in anywhere in the universe. We
May
just
I-
want to be good.
Can I tell you a story,
Yes.
Daisy? Long ago, there was a gentleman, a human warrior, not a knight, a mercenary. He fought in a battle that went very badly for his side. He was mortally wounded. As the rest of the forces that he was allayed against, I believe a coalition of bandits or some such, they pressed upon them, going about the injured finishing any off who still lived. As he clung to his dying breaths, he claimed that he heard a voice whispering to him that it would keep him alive in exchange for safety. The man, thinking he was about to die, not knowing what, thinking it might be a delusion, delirium, he said he would do anything. The reports of that battle report a great flash of a bright golden light, and a man who killed hundreds, where before he could barely kill one. That man appeared throughout Ilmera, sort of soldier of fortune who would appear and arrive where he was needed, wielding a sword made of light, on wings like that of an angel. He called himself a Deva, and said that there was a spirit within him who sought not to harm, not to corrupt his soul, but was running away from a far greater thing. He saw himself as a protector of this spirit, said that he was protecting someone who wished just to be free. The Ecliptic Order has collected many of these stories. They are not common, very rare, but every few decades we learn of people who display similar abilities. Thus far, it has been the decision of the Council not to pursue these individuals, for they do not seem to pose a threat to the souls of those they are connected to. But I would advise caution. Whomever bonds with these spirits, it is not, as far as we know, something that is easily undone. We do not know the extent of what happens should they die. Just remember, the celestial realm. People think of these beings as lawful, as good, beings of order. But through order there is tyranny. They fight an endless, eternal war. Imagine that. Imagine being a soldier forever and ever. To die, to only be reborn, to fight again and again. That is the fate of many who befall to the planar powers. Here, on Altheya, there is peace in death. Your soul can ascend, you are reborn, remade. No such peace awaits for those touched by the plains. But some are willing to make that choice. And I, though my sister may disagree, I'm more than happy to let such individuals make that such choice. Be prepared that you are willing to make it. She just nods her head in your direction, Daisy. I trust your own efforts, diplomatic, are going well, Sister Ophelia.
Yes, very well, very well. I can practice freely in
As I have been
Ashen Rest.
informed, yes. Well, I would be most curious. Perhaps will you be running one of your sermons I've heard about?
Yes, I will be soon, hopefully. I'm getting pamphlets made and I'm going to put them up around town and do a better advertising job this time.
Benedicta, is gripping the edge of a chair,
I might have something very special to show as well this time, so it might be a good one.
Well, and is anyone invited to these sermons?
Anyone who would like to listen, to learn of the Great Father and Osseous are more than welcome.
Well, then perhaps before I leave for Kelskaris, I will have to attend. For how can I consider myself a scholar of the realms and of the worlds if I do not learn from one firsthand?
That would be my pleasure.
It would be mine as well. You see, Benedicta, Malady, you cannot be so... Is it not our duty to learn of our potential foes, sister? How can we advise those about the nature of their soul if we do not know what is being whispered to them? Well, I certainly I could not attend such a thing. Well, you will not need to. I'm sure that Sister Ophelia will make sure that I am cared for.
That you will be.
Then I will attend. Very well, Benedicta, let us go.
Well, a noble pursuit, knowing your enemy.
Enemy, I do not like the term. The ill-informed.
I see. Well, you are always welcome at our inn. And let us know your snacks of choice at any of Ophelia's sermons. We're the snack people.
Plain celery and carrots and water, I'm afraid. I'm not allowed to eat much more.
Right, write that down. I'm not. Good, great.
I still don't have a pen.
But thank you for coming down, and if we do head up to Kelskaris, we'll be sure to let you know.
And if you are familiar with the sending spell, should you require advice about matters of the plains or such, I'm always available.
Of course, I can learn it.
I will leave you to your business.
Yes.
She gets up. You can see that, like, she's still like, this isn't like she's not still ill, but, like, just getting up out of a chair, like, leaves her, like, and, like, she has to, like, sip from her water skin and, like, coughs a few more times and then sort of weakly takes Benedicta's arm and the two of them sort of leave.
I kind of guide them to the door, and as they're leaving, wave them out.
Yeah.
Close the door, turn around. Daisy the sorceress now, is it? Sure. Conjuring magical spells and creating wings of light.
Yeah.
With magical energies, right?
Yeah.
That you learned over time.
Yes.
That's the story we're telling. The story.
Yes.
You would hear in your head, Daisy, I do not understand the sickly woman, little one. Is she not an agent of those who hate my kind in this world? Why would she lie to protect me and us?
Maybe she hasn't seen any trouble so far from it, and that it's not logical to...
I do not know any other deserters who have come to this place, but we were always told that they are hunted down by priests of the mortal world, that we are exorcised as if we are demons. I do not understand. I did not realize that more of my kind were here.
Maybe we can try and find some?
Allies would be useful. If the 12th Legion are pursuing us and trying to banish us back, perhaps there would be strength in numbers.
Well, we can try. We can do some research. Reports of maybe that soldier with the light sword.
Yes, perhaps.
See if we can find anything.
It is a thing I had not considered, little one, but with my essence bound to yours, there is a chance that you will live a very long time. Longer than most humans or most people of Elmera.
Well, it was that or I died, so...
Yes. But yes, perhaps there are travelers like us who still are around.
I'll add it to the list of things that are scary but need something done about. Okay.
If we have a chance, could you visit the cathedral for the music? I would like to hear it again soon.
Okay. I can do that.
With that, Molly makes her way. Any business from
Gone
any
so
of you?
distant again.
I was talking to Nim, sorry. Hi.
Okay.
I did not get that story. It was
About
a cool story,
what
but
the-
I don't understand the relevance.
Rowan,
Huh?
you know that Daisy's not a sorceress, yes?
Yes.
Right. Not conjuring spells like I do.
Different.
Different. Radiant. Because of
Because of
the
thinky flappy wings.
not the thinky. Daisy.
Oh,
Really?
Nim.
Yeah?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes. Which, as I recall,
yeah,
heard so little about.
yeah.
About it?
Well,
I mean, we know of an entity,
Yeah?
I suppose.
That's pretty much what I know.
That's as much as you know.
I don't know that much. All I know is that I have the power things, and then that people are hunting for these kind of spirits, so I kind of have to keep it on the down low.
Right, but why? But where from? But how? But who?
Did you pray? Is this like you
No.
pray and then it comes and gives you power? No, it just...
No, I
no,
was...
she's a sorceress.
Rowan,
No,
not a well. That's. I mean, honestly, yes, she is a sorceress, and that's how. What we're going to. If anyone asks about her radiant and
I
magical ability, it's a
did-
sorcery.
I didn't pray for any abilities. I didn't want any abilities, but I was on the verge of death. I was going to die, and then this
Wait,
being
you were-
Yes, this is new.
but this
is
being
new to us.
bonded. No, it's not. I've told you that. I literally have told them this. I think.
I don't think you have.
Have I?
No.
Don't think
I'm
you
pretty
have.
sure I have.
I'm also
I
struggling
said
to
that?
remember.
You've said about Nim, but I don't think you've said the origins.
Yeah,
I
I'm-
said that
how
my
you became-
family passed away.
Yeah,
you said
but
that,
not that
but-
you were close to death.
Yeah.
That's new information.
I think you said that your family burnt in a
I
fire.
thought it
but
was.
yeah. No, it's fine.
There was a traumatic event with fire, and your family set
Died.
fire,
Yeah,
but
I
not.
was in the house,
Oh,
so I don't really like fire. So
And I think like because you were so young when it happened
very
as well. There's for you, it's like all you remember is like heat and pain and crying. You hear this voice, and you remember a bright flash of light, and then you were outside the building, like nearly a mile away. You were just gone, and then you came to. You were just.
So it was either join with this spirit, but I was so little, I didn't really know, but there was pain and horrible things, and that kept me alive. So it doesn't really matter, because it was either die then or live and take care of this spirit, Nim, because they need help too.
that's like the story.
Yes. Now, but okay.
fascinating, tragically fascinating.
Well,
I think it's great.
it's fine. It's just that it's better to know now that they're not hunting me down, because I thought that they were.
The
So
Ecliptic
like
Order
the-
are not, no.
The Ecliptic Order might, but Malady and Bennett, it seems like there are some people in the Ecliptic Order who are like, they're not the thing we need to worry about right now. Like,
So
let's
when-
worry about all the other stuff.
Yeah.
When they were sent here, I thought that they were gonna try and take me down.
Because
of
I
all
thought they were
this.
after me.
Well, they probably were too, let's be honest. But the fact that they're not is good, but there's still danger. Because see that the person who had the rod, they were sent by another celestial to find deserters here.
I think they're jealous. Whoever this rod wielder is, they're like, oh, this person's got cool sorcery powers.
Yes.
And, gonna bash those in to stop cool people having cool wings. Right?
Sure. Maybe.
So-
I mean,
I think it's all jealousy. If the church can't have them, the Ecliptic Order can't have cool powers, they put a stop to it.
but it's fine though, because it's I don't intend to do any bad things.
I think
and neither
you've
does
proven
Nim, and it's
yourself,
fine.
and that's
So,
why they're okay with it.
yeah, but doesn't mean that everyone will be.
Well, they're wrong.
But they might still be violent and try and do bad things. So let's just not tell everybody the full extent. I am a sorceress.
Yeah.
You are.
Yes.
And you wield radiant magic.
We would let nothing
Yes.
bad happen to you, Daisy. You're far too precious for that.
Thank you.
You and Stuart.
Stuart's pretty great too.
He is very great.
He's just a normal dog. He's
Well, he's a magic.
he
dog.
has the power of cute.
He has that in buckets.
Oh, and of course Nim as well.
Yes.
Nim's great.
If you say he's great, then they're great. If you say they're great, then I trust them too.
Well, you can talk to them at some point.
I've
we?
spoken to a lot of people.
Yes.
Maybe not today. There's a lot going on.
I think we should introduce ourselves. I think that would be a lovely idea. They're part of the team as much as you are, really.
Well, Nim is why I can talk to you all in my head.
Does Nim hear
So
the
Nim
conversation?
hears. Wait,
Yeah.
how much does Nim know and see and hear?
Oh yeah, everything.
Oh,
Right. Okay. How does this Nim feel about...
Not great, Xanthias, not great.
Okay.
No.
And does that
But-
influence your perceptions on me as well?
Well, no, because so far you've been okay, so we're just...
Okay.
I think
There
the
was
feeling's
initial
mutual
concern.
across the board.
Yeah.
You did scare me a little bit with the Reclaimers.
What? Why? Me? No, come on.
Yeah, you did. You were a bit scary.
A little bit.
I'm Zanzan the fashion man.
Oh my god.
You are that, but also it's the
He's trying to deflect. Don't let him.
But
unpredictability that scares me a little
I
bit. I'll
don't
be
see what's so
Exactly.
unpredictable about me. I'm
Yeah.
Xanthias, the same Xanthias you knew day one.
no, you seem a bit...
Hide arm.
You're a little different.
Yeah. Seem a bit spaced out recently.
Everyone's a little bit different. The things we've gone through, the things we've seen, all of us.
That's true. And you've been so preoccupied with that workshop.
Yes. We've all just been so busy recently. You know what we need? A quest.
No, that's not what I was trying to
It's
say.
something to occupy our minds a little bit more.
I think that you're doing that too much.
Yes.
No, I don't think so.
You need therapy.
But yeah, Nim's not great on it. But that's, I feel like, the entirety of this continent, to be fair.
Yeah.
So that's not news. It's not really any different.
Okay. Well, as long as Nim is otherwise entirely on our side and the things that we do and doesn't try to turn you against us, then
No, Nim's just cautious and wants to protect me.
Can
That's
Nim,
what Nim's always done.
can
That's
Nim
why Nim...
manifest outside of you?
No.
Apart from the
Hasn't done.
wings.
and the
Nim
daggers.
would say in your mind, like, that is beyond me.
Nim says no.
I am bound to you. We have a symbiosis. I cannot be without you. I can
Nim's-
channel power through you, but
There's the power thing and the wings and stuff and the radiant things, but no. It's just me.
Can you draw Nim from your mind?
Yeah. Do you know what he looks like? They look like.
Yes.
Could, I guess, couldn't I? Could I be able to? Because Nim would have...
Nim can share like
Communicated
memories.
memories
Yeah,
and
like
stuff, like-
Nim can share, and we could share memories of how they were when they were a celestial. Yeah.
Just a crystal.
Well, they would appear to Daisy when imagined in your mind. Nim would be a resplendent, androgynous figure with like a pale blue skin, white, silvery white and gold hair, dressed in a sort of kind of like Roman Legion inspired sort of armor set and things like that with a gladius blade like sheathed, but they also have like a medic's kit. They have like a kind of a sort of satchel filled with not like bandages but like crystals and like strange golden wands and tools and things like that. And maybe like the image that they conjure is like the day that before they went out on their first like mission or their first patrol, basically. Oh no, Nim's a scout, not a medic. Sorry, I'm getting confused. Not the medic thing. So would have like a angelic looking crossbow like on their back and a gladius blade and a hood that can be pulled up over their hair. Like sandals that have got like ornate styled like wings and like a plated skirt and things like that. Very kind of angelic celestial, like a pair of beautiful wings like folded behind them, but built for like scouting and like guerrilla kind of like maneuvers in combat and stuff like that. Probably like two blades actually, like two swords and then this crossbow, and then like a kit of like all sorts of shenanigans and a big cloak. And this would be like the day that they were first like reforged before they like, you know, this is like a core memory of them like looking in maybe like a glassy surface, like seeing themselves, and it's like this core memory that they can project into your mind. Yeah, very, very that kind of handsome, beautiful feature. Like again, quite androgynous.
statue.
Yeah, very genderless, basically. But that, you know, pale blue skin, like eyes not of pupils but of glowing light. And just
You
very
would have
resplendent.
seen that. I'll connect them just to put the image in, but not speak with Nim.
Sure.
Just so that they can see.
Sure.
But you will recognize the blade as the blade that Daisy throws. Because she throws her dagger as one of them, but the main blade that she throws is Nim's. blade weapon.
Whoa,
Nims.
that's amazing.
Wait, how
And like, there's even like you guys, because all of you would remember when Daisy transformed when you were fighting the Lamplighters, that Daisy's form almost takes on like that armor kind of almost shimmers around her, and like the face kind of almost has that nature to it, like overlaid over Daisy's, like the hair, like it's that you recognize so much of the Nim that Daisy projects in your mind to that sort of figure, almost like a very faint ghost overlaid Daisy's body. Do you know what I mean?
Wow. Wow, they're amazing. You're amazing.
you are.
You managed to. This being, they're drawn to you because you're so amazing.
They don't go to any dying person, clearly, otherwise everyone
Well, they
would have
might
one.
because I don't know.
There'll be a lot more.
Yeah. Well, they didn't go to.
It was
And then
probably
the
just
story.
timing.
Yes.
It's a rarity.
yes.
Yes.
It was probably just timing. Maybe I just happened to be in that position at a time
No,
when they
don't believe
needed
it.
Okay.
No, I think you've been chosen specifically. Well,
Yes.
actually, the
Yeah.
dagger. Well, if Nim is unable to manifest themselves beyond your mind, where did you get the dagger from?
That's actually my grandma's.
Oh, that's
It
so
was the
cute.
only thing left in the house.
Oh.
So it was saved, and then I took it with me when I left. So
see.
that's mine. That's my family's. So
And Nim is this, as they were describing before, like eternal warriors. And Nim must have been transferred from other people even before you, right?
what? Nim?
No, I believe that your friend Xanthias has the wrong idea of it. I don't know how I came to be. It was so long ago, thousands and thousands of years, I think. Was I born a celestial? Was I made? Was I mortal and die? I don't know. But I just reached a point, little one, where I couldn't fight anymore. It was just so much, and I didn't want to fight anymore. And when celestials begin to doubt or refuse orders, they are taken to be remade. And I knew what that would mean. I would lose myself. I would forget. I would become someone else. And there were always whispers, rumors that we could... There are celestials who know how to send us here to the mortal world. But we cannot exist as our full forms there. We become a tiny spark, a piece of us. And when I came to you, I was sent here and I wandered for some time, and I could feel myself slipping away. If a celestial does not bond with a mortal quickly, they lose sight of themselves. They become wind, nothing. And so when I found you, and you were so small and helpless and in so much pain, I knew I could help. So that is why I bonded with you, to protect you and to protect me.
I relay information.
I see.
Rowan is sobbing.
But it's fine though.
Yeah,
Everything's
well,
fine
yes.
because now I'm here, and now I have my own room.
You have
there,
yes,
and-
and you have all of these abilities, and thankfully, Nim is able to bind themselves to you and continue their story as well. But if you care to know, we will of course keep that secret safe and your abilities safe. I just didn't realise we had so much in common.
Well,
Nim would say in your head, I do not see how we are alike at all.
very not.
Hiding a magical ability that we don't want people to know about. Sort of similar. I'm sure Nim will agree.
Percival comes
Daisy
in,
just doesn't say
round of coffees, hands everybody
thank
coffee,
you, Percy.
pastries.
Thank you. At one point, Rowan, when Daisy's away from the group at some point, it's got me thinking.
What has?
When Daisy
It's
mentioned...
been multiple hours.
Has it? What day is it? I've been thinking for a while.
Okay, you've been silent.
Oh, let me lower the lantern.
Yes, okay, you're thinking, Lantern.
Daisy told us about Nim, right?
Yes, yeah.
That they don't remember. It's been thousands of years. Mm-hmm. They don't remember how they came to be. Can you imagine how many times they could have been remade?
Thousands of years of hundreds of thousands of people.
If they don't remember where they started, I'm just saying, it's likely that they were remade multiple times. They had those doubts and got put back in, you know? There might be more memories beyond that they just can't
Of their
access
different
anymore.
previous lives.
How does, sort of hearing Rowan say that, Ophelia, how does Ophelia feel about this? Because, like, you would have been taught that, you know, the Grey Lands and the Grey Father, best thing ever, 100% what everyone should do. All those pesky other planes keep trying to, like, rule the universe, and he's stopping them. And now you're hearing about, like, Nim and, like, this deserting and stuff like that, and, like, these spirits get remade. Like, they get made to force to, like, forget who they are.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen to undead. Like, that doesn't,
No.
you know, the Grey Father rewards you and, like, lets
Yeah.
you live forever regardless.
And if they're deserting, then it can't be, you know,
Yeah.
horrendous, right? If they're deserting, like...
I'm interested, like, does Ophelia have thoughts or feelings about any of that?
Ophelia would just be like, it would just cement her own beliefs in that, you know,
Grey Father best.
Grey Father best, Grey Lands are the best. Like, it's just, yeah, just...
No doubts that maybe the Grey Father does stuff like that and that you just don't know about it?
No, just...
No? Okay, great.
It wouldn't even cross her mind.
No,
cross
yeah.
your mind. She's
No,
just
love that.
full sail on ahead. Just,
Love that.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right.
Man, all the
I
other
wouldn't,
ones
I wouldn't
are
desert the
rubbish.
Grey Father. The Grey Lands are great. I've seen them for myself, so why would I desert them?
You saw the worst part of it.
Exactly. So it's got to be pretty
It's
good,
got to be
right?
way better, right?
I've been promised so much more than that anyway, so...
I think it's a similar vibe for a lot of us. I mean, we literally saw the Grave Father bring you back from the dead. It's
Yeah.
kind of hard to argue it, even from our perspective. But yeah, it makes sense you're so devoted.
Yeah.
These powerful beings, like, they love people being devoted to them. Like, they're happy to go out their way. Like,
Yeah.
Anyway, with that, is there any other business? Otherwise, we will bring today's episode to a close.
How'd your research go, Rowan?
I found a lot. Here we go.
And then on that, so I think, because I think with that, there is a high chance that it won't be a regular High Rollers next week. We might have a couple of people away. So we'll do something, but it means that what I would like is for everybody to be back. And I think we're going to start with Rowan revealing his research and maybe telling us a little bit more about Rowan. And then maybe that will be the thing that then launches into a brand new quest. To head to the Rust Whale Woods.
Like a trail of
Investigate.
quests we could sunquest.
Yeah, we've got a lot.
Yep, there's a lot of stuff. Yeah.
A lot of stuff to do.
A lot of things to do. But with that, that is going to be it for today's episode. Thank you for joining us here on High Rollers.
Yeah, baby.
Don't forget you can go and get our nostalgia merch, which is got merch from our previous 2 campaigns. Is available on the store right now. It's only going to be around for a few more weeks, so don't miss out. That's once it's gone, it's gone.
Yeah.
But with that, thank you very much. We'll see you all next time.
Hell yeah.
Bye-bye.
See you later.